30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
President Putin. I said, wow, it's a long meeting, 1 hour. I called up an hour later, he was still with Putin. 3 hours later, he was still with Putin. 4 hours later, he started to get the word that he was going to be coming out soon. And in 5 hours, he came out.
Putin came out with no shirt on. They've been bodybuilding the entire time.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Tuesday, October 14th, the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Seth Kushner, I like your little... Is that a green screen or is that really your hotel room? Is it really that nice?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if nice is really what is being portrayed in the background, but I believe the green screen was removed from my car, possibly by somebody, because I think I leave my car open sometimes at night when I invite people to steal it. So yes, I've got the real background today.
Oh, well, that's not really that bad. It kind of looks like you're at a business center or something like that.
Absolutely.
J8 1046 $20. Yeah, the custom paint job or picture.
Yeah,
pretty nice.
It's inviting and it's clean.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's better.
Okay.
And your mic's not coming in and out like a Charlie Kirk video. Yeah, yesterday your mic was like
a Charlie Kirk video.
You know, if you look at the video, there are like all these this artifact in the video, but your mic kept flashing in and out, like the mic stand as you were talking.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I had a virtual background yesterday.
Yeah, it was almost distracting.
But what's a Charlie Kirk video mean?
Well, if you look at the Charlie Kirk videos, there's digital artifacts that make it looks like his ring moved to a different finger and all this other weird stuff. The whole thing's bizarre. I don't want to really get into the Charlie Kirk thing right now, but it's bizarre. All the video it's so weird because we've got such beautiful pictures of certain things, and we can't get a clear image of anything out of Charlie Kirk or Atlas 3i. I don't understand. Whenever there's something really important, there's everything's blurry, like Sasquatch footage from the 80s.
Well, maybe because some Sasquatch footage from the 80s is fake.
Right.
I mean,
maybe some of this other stuff is fake.
Well, you think Atlas 3 is fake?
No, I don't think Atlas 3 is fake. I think we're not getting the whole picture on it. It doesn't make sense what it's doing. It's doing some stuff that nothing's ever done.
If for those maybe not familiar with Atlas 3 is this big, would you call it a meteorite? Would you call it?
It's supposed to be like a comet. A meteorite's a tiny meteor. So it goes like meteorite, meteor, and then comet when you go to orders of size.
Yeah.
So it's massive. It's bigger than the New York City. It's freaking huge. And
it's bigger than New York City.
Yes. And They said it's literally 7 billion years old. So it doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't exist. It's going faster than anything else in our solar system. It's
Where'd it come from?
Way outside of they're saying outside of our galaxy. I mean, we're talking, it is.
So is this something that came from where we always say that, we don't know what's outside of our galaxy. Like we have
solar
our
system.
I'm sorry, we're outside of our Milky Way or whatever. Something came and penetrated our little solar system and from somewhere else.
Yep. And what's interesting
what are the smartest people in the world saying about where it might have came from?
Well, Elon Musk says it's not natural. And there's a physicist from Harvard that says it's not natual.
Meaning
the probability of it being
did Jeff Bezos shoot it up in the air one night in the middle of the night? I mean, if you're saying it's not natural, then that would insinuate that it potentially might be man-made.
Correct. Or not man-made, but something made. Artificial, not natural. It's just not behaving like a natural body. Changes direction.
Now, is it in our solar system?
Oh yeah, it's inside of Mars. It's almost
new data from the International Gemini Observatory revealed the object has grown in an estimated size. It's now weighing more than 33 billion tons.
That's huge.
How can anything? Well, I guess in space anything can fly because there's no weight. I mean, there's no gravity, right? So
Well, there's gravity, arguably between the large bodies like the sun and some of the planets, but this thing's timing is crazy too because as it goes through our solar system, it's getting close to like 3 or 4 planets all in one swoop. I mean, it was so well timed.
So where are they? What would happen if it would hit like Mars?
This is the kind of thing that would leave a big scar on a planet. It would be a cataclysmic event if it landed on Earth.
Isn't Mars next to us?
Yeah, it's outside of us.
Could it be so? If it's 33 billion ton, the size of New York, if it hit Mars, could it completely blow up Mars and then some of Mars lands on us?
Interesting, and that happened back in the old days where big, celestial bodies would slam into planets and break them apart. I don't know that this would break apart Mars. It would be a climate-changing event if it landed on Earth. It would be like a massive nuclear weapon.
Well, would it kill us all?
Probably. It would be that bad. It would probably kill 3/4 of life on Earth.
We thought Putin was going to end up. Putin and China were going to take us out. We didn't get taken out by any of that. We got took out by Gemini 3.
Gemini 3.
I mean, can you imagine Putin and Trump and everybody, they got Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, we're all getting along just fine. Everything finally is great in our entire world. There's no wars. It's kind of like when Clinton was president. There's no wars. Everything's going great.
Make love, not war.
Maybe we even, get the deficit down a little bit and we come up with some type of program where the good illegals can stay. Like we're living in perfect harmony. Unemployment's down. It's just no recession. There's just everything's great. And then all of a sudden we get took out by a 33 billion ton comet.
Right now there's zero chance of it hitting Earth. But they're worried about it being like, a vessel or something like that, having other things inside of it. It has a light in the front. It doesn't make sense.
It's got a front end light?
Yeah, it's got headlights.
Oh, nice.
Then comets usually have a tail that goes away from the sun. It's not doing that.
Where are they saying potentially where Gemini 3 might hit? For those scoring at home that really wasn't familiar with the Gemini 3 comet.
It's not supposed to hit any.
Now, will it eventually
in our solar system?
What if it just does it just go? If it doesn't hit anything on our solar system, does it just go through our just like it's passing through Indiana and you start in Ohio, you go through Indiana, you end up in Illinois? Is it going to just end up going phew and then go to the next one?
Well, usually a comet that goes into our solar system does like a U-turn, like it goes around the sun and then comes back the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like it usually does an apex at the sun. And it comes in, gets close to the sun.
Now, let me ask you this.
And then goes away and comes back in 40 years.
You know that all life is created by the sun. If we didn't have the sun, we wouldn't have life.
Correct.
What if it hit the sun?
Oh, it would just get absorbed by the sun.
And what?
The sun would just absorb it. So what they're arguing is...
look at the sun. Seth, did you know? I didn't know the sun was such a badass.
Oh, it's a badass.
Every other planet's a little bitch. And the sun... Is it the baddest guy on the block?
In our block, yeah. It's the biggest guy in our block by far. It's not even close how big a planet is compared to the sun. I mean, Mercury is probably 1/100th the diameter of the sun.
Now, is the sun so hot that if anything came at it, it just gets burned up? It doesn't matter how badass you think you are as a comet or whatever. The closer you get to the sun's so intense that the sun will just burn you up.
Well, usually a comet will go, it'll loop around the sun and not get too close to the sun, but the sun kind of sucks it in and then shoots it back out and keeps its speed up. Very rarely does a comet actually crash into the sun.
How big is the sun? Bigger than the Earth?
Oh, dude, it's 50 times bigger than the Earth, 100 times bigger than the Earth. It's so much larger than the Earth. It's not even funny. But here's the thing about this one, Bubba. One of the three things is going to happen. It's not going to loop around the sun like a normal comet.
Talking about Omega 3.
Atlas 3I.
Atlas 3 what?
3I.
3I. Atlas 3I.
Interstellar.
Right.
From a different star. It's instead of looping around the sun, it's going to do one of three things. It's either going to shoot past the sun and just pass on the neighborhood and not do that loop, or it's going to break apart like you're saying near the sun, or it's going to become a vessel that breaks apart into organized things that are exploring our solar system. It is nonsensical. It doesn't make sense what it's doing.
Why are people flipped out that it could potentially? Is it just a talking point?
There's not flipping out about it hitting Earth. There's a flipping out about it being aliens. That's the flip out part.
I sent you a video. Also, it took a little 1-2 minute video.
Yeah, we probably need to get into that.
So
Dan,
it passed by
Dan,
Mars. They got no good pictures of it.
Dan, by the way, probably is the only person that is. I mean, like Seth, I had no idea about this stuff. How about you? I mean.
No, no. I love space stuff. Though,
you love good astronomy in the morning, don't you? Whatever it's called.
I love astronomy. It gets me going.
The European Space Agency has released.
Yes, it is.
Oh God.
Okay, here we go.
The European Space Agency has released images showing the interstellar object believed to be a comet speeding through space within the view of spacecraft orbiting the.
What?
Within the view of spacecraft orbiting and on certain these planets, because arguably we have vessels orbiting.
You can
and
understand
on Mars.
Indian far better than I can.
Well, I've had customer service problems before.
According to the.
Now, Dan, let me ask you a question. No names mentioned, but do you ever get a patient that as we are getting more and more immigrants or more and more people, do you ever get a patient that you can't understand?
I interact more with doctors I can't understand than I interact with patients I can't understand. I don't speak Spanish, and so when I get a Spanish-speaking person, I have to have someone help translate.
Do you have one?
Yes.
In the office?
Yes.
Now, do you get
She's got 8th grade Spanish.
A lot of doctors are Indian, correct?
A lot of Indian immigrants decided that, back in the 80s and 90s, and they were coming here in volume, that going to medical school is the smartest thing to do, and they're as a culture they're very hardworking, intelligent people that are academic, and so a lot of them went into medicine, and they're great doctors. They're smart, great doctors. There's nothing wrong with an Indian doctor.
Now
they're just difficult to understand sometimes.
Right.
The planet Mars. According to the agency, the comet 3I Atlas. First detected on the 1st of July by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System in.
That's it right there.
That's animation.
Chile's Rio Hurtado, which is hurtling through space at approximately 31,000 kilometers per hour. After making its closest approach to the sun, it will exit the solar system, offering scientists a rare opportunity.
So, Dan, they're saying that it's going to go right. It's going to come into our solar system, and then it's going to exit our solar system.
Yeah, it's not going to again. Most,
now,
is
that rare? Because most things, once they get into our solar system, they either
stuck.
They don't have the energy to get out.
Correct, exactly. And so comets, like Halley's comet, comes every 74 years or something like that. It orbits around the sun. It's a big orbit. It's a really far orbit, but it orbits around the sun.
When's the last time Earth was hit by something that was catastrophic as far as comet or meteor or something? When's the last time we got hit by something that,
dinosaurs?
It's probably near the last dinosaur age.
Is that what killed the dinosaurs, was something from space?
Probably, yes.
something like this this big?
Yeah, a giant meteor hit the Earth.
And was all of our continent one big mass, and then that event caused all the continents to kind of break up? Because if you look at the continents, they kind of fit like a puzzle if you would put them all back together.
They absolutely fit like a puzzle, and it's little continental shelves, and so all those things, the tectonic plates have all shifted and migrate, and so they're kind of like spreading apart, like if you threw bread in the water and it would just sort of slowly spread apart. It's doing that. I don't know if the comet impacting Earth made that faster. But it, essentially destroyed life on Earth.
What's the last known scientific documented, comet or whatever that hit Earth and caused massive problems? But now do we know for a fact that the dinosaurs were killed by something like this?
That's what it's saying on online.
It says that. It's been,
is that what Chad Jeeves?
That's what I was taught.
What's Alexa say?
That's what Jeeves is saying.
Jeeves is saying 66 million years ago, Chicxulub asteroid wipes out dinosaurs.
And that's probably when we were all...
What do you think it would be, Bubba? Like, if it wasn't an asteroid, like, what do you think would take out all of the dinosaurs?
Something like this.
They're saying 4.5 billion years ago, a large asteroid collides in Earth, creates the moon.
Right.
So the moon used to be part of us, and it got blown out and sent out, out to pasture.
Yeah, we were really gaseous back then, though. We weren't as crusty as a planet as we are now.
To study an interstellar object. The comet is only the third interstellar object that's ever been detected. Harvard University astrophysicist Avi Loeb has said.
Now, if you look
this
at
guy,
this,
Avi Loeb is the one that says it's foreign.
Hold on here.
Avi Loeb.
Now, if you look at this, it looks like this is Atlas. What planet is that?
Mars.
Is that Mars?
Just missed Mars. And look how close. It also comes, if you watch its animation, it comes really close to Venus and misses Earth. And it comes close to Jupiter. So it's well timed.
Said that it has been confirmed that the comet is far larger and more massive than the previous interstellar objects and most comets.
So 3i Atlas will, if it continues along its current path, will definitely leave the solar
system. This is a guy from Harvard, so
Right, and he's the guy that says there's like a 30% chance that this is alien. Alien. He's the guy that's saying it. He's not a crazy guy. He's a Harvard astrophysicist.
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying he's from Harvard.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that's sounding the alarm.
And he's saying that this is not a natural gimmick from another Milky Way or another galaxy. This is man-made from aliens.
With a relatively modest deflection relative to its original direction of motion.
And what would be their end game? They're just trying to kind of scare us a little bit, or
recon, or who knows? And it's spewing out a massive amount of liquid right now. Like it's almost like ejaculating fluid into the
ejaculating what?
Fluid. And it will move on to the next star along its path, and if it has been doing that for over 10 billion years, it must have passed close to many stars before. So it's a well-experienced interstellar visitor that went through many backyards before it entered ours.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And when it goes next to the sun is also scheduled to have a unique, like 20-year hyperactivity of solar flares.
When do they say the sun's going to? Because that's when life is over.
Yeah, it gets big. I
think 5 million.
Is it 5 million years? 5 billion? 5 billion years from now?
It's going to explode.
It's going to get big, and then it's going to shrink. And when it gets big, it'll probably eat mercury, and then it'll shrink, and then
Will there be a day, where it'll just like flicker out like a candle, and it's no longer the sun? It's just a it's a burnt out light bulb.
Mm-hmm. It's like a old grill brick.
Now, how long does it take for the rays of the sun, because it's so far away from us, to get? Doesn't it take like years?
No, it's minutes.
Oh, it's
hours.
Minutes. I thought the sun was it's the furthest planet from us, right?
The sun's not a planet. It's a star, and we're kind of in the middle.
Oh, I guess we're third rock from the sun, right?
Right.
Yeah. I only know that from the TV
Here's
show.
your science.
Seth, did you see this man where
8 minutes, they say, from the light to go from the sun to the earth is 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
That sounds right.
What's the closest we've ever gotten to the sun?
We have satellites that are pretty close to the sun. We've been to Mercury.
Seth, this car, I guess this card collector, or it says Four Seasons. Maybe it was a room or something at the Four Seasons Hotel, but they made a playing card. You know those cards that you tell us, like the Bill Buckner 86 and all that?
The junk cards.
The junk cards. They made a complete floor out of it. Check this out.
Going to be walking you through how we installed this floor. After the client took his time and installed all the cards, we went ahead and came back and started the first coat. Before doing the first coat, we walked the entire floor barefoot. Got brand new socks on, no holes. Make sure there was no cards poking up or anything like that.
It's actually a pretty good idea.
It's a great idea.
Like for a man cave or something like that, or even where you corporately where you work, Seth, like to have that, have this as the entrance or something. It looks like they would glue them all down, and then they would probably put like a polyurethane or some kind of coat over it, creating the floor.
While we were installing the first coat, I had to work my way out of the room, and we actually had cardboard planks built in so that I could step on and work our way out. After that, we bust out the flamethrower. Helps it self-level, especially when you're going really thick. Reason I went really thick on the first coat is because some of those cards, man, they started sucking up that material really bad. So anytime you're planning on doing something with...
Look at the shine or the sheen on that. Look how nice that looks.
Oh, yeah, it's like glass.
Yeah.
Laminate or cardboard.
I know what we're getting Seth for Christmas. Lemmy, you got to help me pitch in.
Perfect.
Make sure you're planning on 2 coats.
Have Big Red get some polyurethane.
So this is the first coat, all nice and thick. There was only a couple spots we didn't like. Then we went ahead and came back and gave it that second flood coat. Big, thick areas all around the middle, and it got it perfect. And the end result is glass.
That's pretty
Is
bad.
that a balcony?
I don't think it was a balcony. Let me see here. Yeah, I think it is a balcony. I think like maybe this is like the outside, and this might be the sliding glass doors. Like maybe it's a balcony outside, right? Look,
it's cool though.
Yeah.
So, do you think that's a good idea for junk cards?
I think anything's a good idea for junk cards, other than the trash barrel, right?
I mean that's pretty much where they belong. I think if you want to get creative, I think that works. I mean, Lummy, do you know anybody? Do you know a lot of handymen? Do you know anybody that could do something like that?
Oh yeah,
Big Red, easy.
Absolutely.
Oh really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow.
Anybody that's poured like they've like a lot of countertops and stuff are poured with polyurethane, and so it would just be just knowing how to work with polyurethane, which involves like having to heat it and move it around and keep it level.
Have you seen his helmets? Big Red's helmets? His helmet collection?
Yes, I got a couple.
They're amazing. I'm sure he could do this.
Well,
He's talented.
Big Red can do anything.
Yeah.
Lightning won last night. I beat the Bruins.
Is it past preseason?
Yeah, well,
yeah.
They're the only team that went out and didn't lose. They did not. They were undefeated in preseason, and then dropped their first 4 games of when it counts.
I think just 2.
Oh, or did they drop?
I think they were 0-2.
Oh, they 0-2?
Yes.
All right. Let me a little more lighthearted sports stuff to get into the show. Watch this save. These are pro stock NHRA, and these things are fast and very volatile as well. Watch this save. This guy does not hit the wall or does not wreck, but watch this save.
So these things only have like 2,000 horsepower and not 4,000?
These things these are like 4,000 horsepower.
Oh, they're 4,000?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think they're 6 or 7 second cars.
No good. Absolutely no good.
Watch
Hang on to it, Glenn.
Oh,
Hold on.
man.
Look.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he does not hit the wall at all. At all. Listen.
No good. Absolutely no good. Hang on to it, Glenn. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Wow.
No good. Absolutely no good. Hang on to it, Glenn.
Yeah, Dan, these are 5.5 second cars.
Jesus.
So they're probably 250 miles an hour at 5.5 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
They're not known for handling.
Well, they handle more like a car than those rails and funny cars because you're just pointing those things. Like that's why the front tires are so skinny, because these actually drive more like a car than those rails and funny cars, because you're just literally pointing them.
That's crazy. That's the best save. That's the best save I've ever seen. He was going backwards at one point.
Lummy, there's a hooker prostitute problem at a truck stop in Indiana.
Oh, really?
And they're 14 and 15.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Truckers say it's been a daily and nightly thing. Teenagers going to...
Hold on. Is she picking her ass when she's getting...
Truckers say it's been a daily and nightly thing. Teenagers going door to door, knocking on the doors, selling themselves truck to truck. Police spent the weekend trying to break it up, and truckers say in this lot, officers can just take their pick.
Nothing surprises me anymore. I've seen everything but Bigfoot at a truck stop, you know?
Indianapolis trucker David Howington visits this truck stop every day along South Harding at 465, and he says the prostitutes were getting bolder by the day. Other truckers told police a 14-year-old girl has been among those working this truck stop, so officers tracked her down over the weekend. They say she denied being a part of it, but her 19-year-old sister, Jody Kinslow, went to jail. She's charged with trespassing, and police say she's been arrested for prostitution in the past. Even while our cameras were out here, we saw women that truckers identify as regular prostitutes going door to door.
And they're cheap, too. They're like $40.
For everything?
Yeah, 60.
Oh.
60 to 80 for everything, 40 for a little Ms. out his.
And police have called in CPS to investigate their family.
But man, you don't want to, that's the last thing you want to mess with, because she was just down three trucks from you 15 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying?
But truck guys are clean.
Yeah, but the third guy in, I don't care who's clean and who's not clean. If she's not taking a shower, and just think of the remnants. Ew. Oh my God.
In hopes of keeping her 14-year-old younger sister from following in the older sister's footsteps in this illegal trade out here at the truck stops.
Are those all prostitutes that you're showing video of?
I don't think
B-roll of a mall?
I think they're showing B-roll of a mall.
In the older sister's footsteps in this illegal...
I don't think they're looking like that.
If those are the chicks
look
in the
like
truck stop.
three chicks that are going to Sparkman's Wharf this weekend.
Trade out here.
Because if they look like that, I'd be maybe
get your trucker's license.
I'd be getting my CDL trucker's license.
Moving to Indiana.
Look at this middle one. There's no way they've taken B-roll from some fancy mall that chicks are walking out of and trying to
14 and 15-year-olds?
No, of this particular. I don't. Are these girls 14 and 15?
Those are
these girls look to be a little bit more of age.
Yeah.
These girls here, but I don't think this represents what's actually going to the truck stops. I mean, those girls are rough, and they'll put a CB inside their car, and then they'll for real. I've heard it.
What, the lizard lots?
Yeah.
Or the lot lizards?
Yeah, and they'll be like, Breaker 19, this is Rhonda. If there's any, and wait to hear what they call it, because I've heard it on my CB.
You have a CB still?
Well, when I had one in my Freightliner, when Tyler had a race team, I had one.
Oh, okay.
Breaker 19 for any truckers in the Ocala Loves parking lot looking for some commercial company. That's what they call it, commercial company. Breaker 19 for anybody in the Ocala Flying J looking for some commercial company. What type of commercial company you selling there, girl? $40 for a mouth gimmick and $80 for full service. Why don't you come on down here to the Warner truck? I'm the third row, fourth guy in. Just give me 2 taps on the door. How about it?
It goes like that? It really goes like that?
Yeah, but then the cops got on to CB, and
the ones tapping on the third car,
and they're the ones that are tapping on the third truck in. And it's easy. It's easy for the cops just to get an undercover chick to just go door to door, and as soon as the guy says yes, then you just take him down. I mean, right? I mean,
poor trucker.
You just take him down. So it's easy to. That's an easy bust right there, right? Right?
Yeah.
I think you sent me an article of Michael Schumacher. Now let's not forget, Michael Schumacher was the F1. Well, arguably one of the greatest F1 drivers. Him and the current Lewis guy. I think he won championships in
7.
Here, I think he won championships in, I thought he had his championship years.
7 years.
94. Schumacher was one of the most successful F1 drivers of all time, claiming world titles in 94, 95, 2000, 2001. Oh, my God, Dan, he went on a rip. 2000, 01, 02, 03, 04. Mm-hmm. And he paralyzed himself or damn near killed himself.
Yeah, brain injury.
In a skiing accident, and nobody's really seen him since, have they, Dan?
Vanished from the public world since then. There's been so little talked about it. It's crazy.
One of Michael Schumacher's recent acts is a positive sign regarding his health. However, the Formula One legend is apparently still unable to speak, and there's no public indication of him being able to walk. Schumacher, 56, almost died in a freak skiing accident in 2013 during a family holiday in France. In that time, his son Mick has grown up and become I didn't know. Did you know his son was driving? Mick Schumacher?
Yes.
Is he any good?
He's okay. He's not his dad.
Health updates.
His brother wasn't him either, because his brother used to race side by side, and his brother was nowhere close to him. He was a special man.
Ralph Schumacher.
Health updates around the 7-time F1 world champion are rare, but this journalist has attempted to give some insight into the inner workings of Schumacher's life. Now, Dan, is he like a Terry Schiavo vegetable?
I think so.
You think he's like that?
Yeah, we don't really know, but it seems to be that way. Yeah.
He can't talk. He can't walk.
He had a helmet. He hit a rock skiing. I think it was in France. And
did he have a helmet on?
But it shattered the helmet. He hit so hard, and he still had a skull fracture.
So I never knew skiing like Sonny. It took Sonny Bono out, right?
Yep, same kind. He hit a tree going off because when you ski with everybody else, you're just like you're like in a mall with a crowd, and then a lot of people try to go off the path to get pure virgin snow and more challenging skiing. But the problem is you fall off the side of the mountain, hit a tree or hit a rock sometimes.
Yeah, I've seen some of those skiing when I went to visit my dad in Reno. And the skiing trails it was the summertime, so they were all grass, but you could see where the trails were,
And people go off those trails all the time.
And it looked treacherous.
Mm-hmm.
Health updates around the 7-time F1 champion are rare. I would not say he's doing well, but maybe that he's doing a bit better. Because fundamentally, we don't know anything, the reporter told people. The only real news comes from his family, and that's always very important because the news comes from his family is the good news. The news that comes from the outside is probably not worth much. This year, he signed a helmet. It was for a charity event. Did his wife hold his hand? We don't know exactly, but it's the first time that we've seen a positive sign. Almost a sign of life, but the fact is we still haven't seen him walk. Apparently he still can't speak. He's still dealing with so we're still dealing with someone who's still breathing, but it might only have some type of small interactions with his family, but we can't say for sure that he's doing well. The Daily Mall Sport exclusively broke the story that Schumacher signed a crash helmet to raise money for the Sir Jackie Stewart's Racing against dementia charity. Our reporter revealed that Schumacher's wife, Corrine, offered her guiding hand to help him put his initials MS. Every other blah, 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 blah. So I think the picture of the helmet is right here. So it looks like
Yeah, that's all you got from him.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have the auto pen.
No, even Sleepy Joe had the auto pen. I've been going to words, but did you sleep? I think it was yesterday, Lummy. We might have missed it, where Joe Biden has been diagnosed with like really intensive bone cancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So imagine if he had stayed in the race and won, and then now
we'd have Kamala.
Well, you looked at no, I don't think bone cancer is necessarily. Is it the 25th Amendment that where they can enact the 25th Amendment if the president is incapacitated. But I think it's like he has to be like a Terry Schiavo. Like if he can say his name and walk.
What do you have? It says he's getting radiation for his prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer, yeah.
Oh, so I thought I read.
I'm not seeing anything
where he had
bone metastases.
Bone metastases.
That's possible.
Let me go to words.
Did you see it on Facebook?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it on Facebook.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Yep, prostate goes to the bone.
Send it to me, Lum.
I'm trying to find let me try to get a...
He's fucked.
Is he?
Yep, he did it to himself.
I'll send you this one first, Bubba. This one's from 4 months ago, so I'll try to find something newer. Dirt Merchant, 2-hour Willie. 2-hour Willie. Check 02213, 32 months. Kendall Hill. J. Bolts, 2004, 86 months. Hit that like button. I'll be leaving us high and dry. So we're struggling. 5 minutes left to hit that 1,000. It's been since February.
Endured.
I sent you a agency on a story for his treatment, his radiation treatment.
The product. It's cool.
Okay. Good morning, Bubba Love Sponge Show.
All right. Never trust a fart. Donald Greco. Bubba. Dan Orlando, ain't gonna call you the police. Manson, Dutch Duke. Where did it was up?
I already think that was
Oh, okay.
Sorry. More to go.
Good
All right,
bullets.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean we're not on.
I know. I'm already on. It's 2 days on complete bullshit.
So I'm gonna do this spot one of these times, but
I'm sending him a nice message saying
Plain
how we're
nine,
supposed
Snow
to,
Flare.
read that spot. Yeah, I'm writing him a nice note.
Ghost, funny. J-Fish.
Biden's office announcing his diagnosis back in May, noting that it
Dance, Sprinkle
Jeff
Can.
Lorne.
Good morning. Sonata Glass. Jack and Dog.
So Rich, the Mark.
Gregory. Who's Raina? Vallandingham? Valadingham? Raina Valadingham. She's gotta be fucking hot.
Passport in the mail, and they changed the gender to male.
Came up fast. Oh, I've seen her. I've seen her before.
I mean, you got to send me that video with
Yeah,
regards to that
she's-
endorsement.
There is no video.
Oh,
Yeah, she's a badass. I think she's Brazilian, right?
so I just read it.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
stick. I saw her with
Yes,
the
sir.
stick.
They were talking about for our side,
I like her. Thank
not
you.
to be at the end of the show.
Oh,
Yes, no, that's a good one. No, that's the martial arts chick, Taekwondo chick. She's cool. On the other side, what's up? Kenny Powers, Dirt Merchant, Mr. Mark, Bob Cook is their CEO.
Shield your home with storm-resistant siding from Morgan Exteriors. Take advantage of our special this month. Get 20% off your project plus free installation. Choose from high-performance vinyl or fiber cement siding. Built to stand up to Florida's toughest storms, heat, and humidity. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today to lock in your savings. Visit MorganExteriorsINC.com. That's MorganExteriorsINC.com. Morgan Exteriors, protecting Florida homes for over 30 years.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Yesterday was a MILF Monday on our OnlyFans account. Had some great activity. I think I can't put it up on the main screen now, but I put new content from Velvet Barbie up, Lummy. Some real naughty stuff from Velvet Barbie. I got Kinky Fun Couple. I got 3 new pieces up from her, them.
What's that? What's Kinky Fun Couple? That's that sounds like a new entry.
Yeah, Kinky Fun Couple is you're very, very perceptive, my friend.
Is that a man?
Her name's Veronica, but her screen name is Kinky Fun Couple. I think when she does do it, it's with her significant other.
So it's like Twin Tower Tuesdays.
Jeez.
Well, MILF Monday, Twin Tower Tuesday. You already got 2 people there. You just add a third person. You got Twin Towers. I didn't think it was that unreasonable.
Eiffel Tower or is it Twin Tower?
Was it Eiffel Tower, not Twin Tower?
Yeah.
Is it Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
Oh.
Eiffel Tower Tuesday.
The owner no one understood. I thought it was Twin Tower.
Is there one of your one of your MILFs that are really stepping up lately that's sending you a lot of great new content?
Well, Candy K8.
Oh.
Candy K8. And that is her screen name. I've seen many people say that I'm supposed to call it Candy K. Listen, I've spoke to how she wants it identified, and her husband Jeremy, who they're the people that are helping me, arrange this Bubba Army's MILF Mania deal. We got 9 chicks right now, and she said she wants me to pronounce it Candy K8 because that's what it is.
Yes, you can find it.
And yeah, oh my God, I put some new stuff up from her yesterday. Tiffany, 2 Y's, 2 X's in a rows. More stuff from Cream Pie Kitty.
Do you pre-whack it to the material like before it goes up? Do you take yourself through kind of a dry run just to see what the Bubba Army would feel like as they were watching it?
No, because I do most of it from my computer right here at work. So I don't really want to do it from my laptop, or like I want to keep it to this particular computer. And so no, I can't whack it here, all the cameras and stuff. We got of course she goes by Juicy Buns MJ. And then there's more Candy Cane 8, and then Vividly Vixen. And then I got Silent Siren 69. Lummy, she's the redhead that has like the owl in the chest tattoo gimmick.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And then it goes back to Vividly Vixen where she was having a glue party. And so anyway.
A glue?
Yeah, she was having a glue party. I could show you as long as Macho Man promises not to project. All right, here's an example. Again, Dan, this is Vividly Vixen. She's one of my Bubba Army's MILF Mania, and this is the picture she submitted, as you can see.
A lot of Elmers.
See, yeah, a lot of Elmers. Here, I'll just show you guys some of this. This is
a hot picture.
What's that?
Is that hot to you?
That?
Yeah.
It's naughty. And then,
well, you like it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it lets your mind wander as to what might have happened, right?
No, only one thing could have happened.
Okay. Here is.
It was a school project that went awry. Seth, come on.
I better not be okay. This is okay. I mean, as long as Macho does not, because we'll be, officially. We'll all not have jobs if any of this went through.
We'll be broadcasting it live from OnlyFans every day.
Yeah, right. Exactly. This is the Sexy Siren 69. This is the Vividly Vixen girl. This is the original OG Candy K8. There you go, Dan. That's nice. That's quite accommodating. Here's the Juicy Buns girl, and again, Lummy, I think I played a little bit of this yesterday. So anyway, if you want to go to my OnlyFans, or my OF, right, Lummy?
Yes.
My Lonely Tans, or OF, is at the Bubba Arm. I'm sorry, OF / at the Bubba Army, and yesterday was a MILF Monday. And I put new pictures up from all 9 of our participating MILFs.
So, Bubba, I have to ask everyone on the show, what would your name be if you were on OF? If you were on, Lonely Tans, what would your Lonely Tans name be?
I'm not Lonely Tans material.
Yeah,
but if you were, and you had your own, like, your own channel that was, featuring you and you were a girl, like, what would your or guy, whatever,
you got me make believe in so many things. First I'm a girl, now I'm a guy.
Whatever your name would be. I mean, it doesn't have to. It could be.
I'm not going to be
ambiguous.
on it. I probably would be working for Larry at the park department.
I mean, have you been thinking about that, Dr. Dan?
Well, now I'm thinking about it because these are very creative names. I just wondered if you guys had some creative names for yourself. Seth, you got one?
Guys can be on it. You know that, don't you?
I know.
But it's not guys that are like me, Seth, and Lummy. It's guys like you, in shape, big penises.
What are they doing?
Showing their in shapeness and big penises.
I don't think anyone wants to see me do the helicopter, but
well, okay. I mean, before you start trying to put us on Schmonly Schmans, well, you should probably be thinking you're the
Diamond Dan.
There you go.
That just came to me. How about that one? Diamond Dan.
There used to be a guy called Long Dong Silver. What about Long Dan Silver? Is that
Long Dong Dan?
I think there you go.
Sounds better.
We've already
Why Silver? Long Dong Gold.
We've already. I think between Seth and you, we've already picked out your name. Either Long Dong Dan or Long Don Gold. Or Long Dan Gold. You know what I'm saying?
Seth, what would yours be? Come on.
Seth's not going to have one.
Sure he could. If you had one, what would it be? Come on, Seth. You're shredded. You're 25. You got no wife, no kids. You're looking to make some money on your OnlyFans page.
He's going to break cards.
Come on. You have to have something funny. Come on, Seth.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm trying to get there. I'd be called the Glue Man.
The glue gun.
Yeah, I'm not
okay. All right, okay. I can work on other ones. You know, something close on my government.
Lummy would probably be the bear.
How about like a lumberjack, like the lumberjack?
The lumberjack.
Lumber Lummy.
Oh yeah.
But you know, it's not like wrestling. They have real. You know, they kind of have like somewhat. You know, kind of real names. It's like a playoff. Their government name.
Yeah. Would I just be Todd Clem?
Bubba the Love Gun.
No.
You'd be Bubba. I think that'd be a good porno name.
Well, yeah. I mean, I am a Bubba. I'm a bigger, heavier set guy, so I am a Bubba. So Macho. I mean, Macho is probably has probably the best opportunity to do something like this.
Iron Man.
I don't know, Macho. This is probably something you can't even really wrap your head around, is it? Yeah, he's not even participating. Hello.
Luckily, I'm doing best ofs.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, what would your OF name be, Mach? Come on, I know you got one in your head.
Jim Muscle 20-inch guns.
It just rolls off your tongue, doesn't it?
People might want to look into that. Might be an actual account right now. Jim Muscle 20-inch guns. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah. You there?
Yeah, I am, buddy. Go ahead.
This is Jeff, FTE up in Ohio. How's it going?
Good.
I think Bubba Cheesecake. That'd be a good name.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan, for leading us on this stupid topic. So what? To get on a different topic real quick. I don't know if you saw your Indiana Hoosiers moved up to number 3 in the rankings. Yeah, I did that yesterday, my friend.
Yes. Well, I trucking didn't get a chance to listen yesterday.
Yeah, I'm pulling for them in Notre Dame, just like last year when they both made the playoffs. I really think that Indiana could potentially run the table.
Good.
They got I think they got USC, Wisconsin, Penn State, and Purdue.
Yeah.
So I think they could go. What is it? Would it be if you run the table? What are you? 11-0, 10-0?
Well, with the conference game, 12-0?
Yeah, I think that they'll probably meet Ohio State in the conference game, and that could be where they finally drop one, but that probably still gets you in the playoffs.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big game this Saturday, USC and Notre Dame.
Yeah, USC isn't. I don't think they're that good this year.
They did beat Michigan. They did upset Michigan last week. Yeah.
They did. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll be looking for that. Appreciate you, my little fellow.
Well, if everything pans out right, there's a big showdown Saturday, November 23rd, IU and Ohio State.
Well, yeah, that would be the conference championship. So IU is not scheduled to play Ohio State this year, my friend.
That is correct.
You need to get on your, but you need.
So they're the same conference, but they're just not playing this year until the championship.
They all usually alternate years because there's so many teams in the Big Ten.
Understood.
IU does not play Ohio State during the regular season, bud.
That is correct.
Okay. My bad.
Good talking to you. See you later. No, but I know more than he does. He's trying to tell me stuff that I know.
Well, he said he called up to say Indiana's number 3, and you're like, yeah, I know. He's like, yeah, well, I didn't get a chance to listen yesterday, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the things that you already said you know.
Right. So I would
with a lot of background noise.
So if you don't get a chance to listen yesterday, the show kind of feeds off of a little bit of what we used to, it's a continual show. It's like missing an episode of Yellowstone. You don't want to do that. You don't want to miss an episode of the show. So you want to go back to YouTube or go to BubbaTheLoveSponge.com or Bubba Army HQ. Several different ways to get it. YouTube probably being the easiest, or even Facebook, and just watch and listen to the show that you potentially missed. Because especially if you're going to call the show with information that was relevant yesterday and not today. I mean, everybody knows that on Mondays we're going to talk about what happened in the college football world.
Of course.
We're going to talk about what happened in the pro football world. Speaking of which, last night was a big night for Seth Kushner.
Well, I mean, not just for me. We have a huge Falcons contingent that listens, Bubba. That was a banger of some Monday Night Football action.
Yeah. First of all, an upset like you wouldn't believe. Atlanta. I wouldn't say they drubbed. Atlanta handled them. Atlanta handled them, right?
John handled them for sure.
I mean, very much. No, Atlanta was what? How much of an underdog were they against Buffalo? Like, wasn't it 12?
Oh no! It was only 3.5.
It was only 3.5.
But yeah, they were at home, so it was like 6. But Buffalo is just one of the best teams in the league.
And the first game, Atlanta upsets Buffalo.
I like Atlanta doing pretty well because I like Raheem. I just don't want him to do better than Tampa.
Yeah,
but I'm glad he got a couple wins, so he keeps his job. I'm sure his job's in jeopardy if he keeps coming up with,
Well, it just also goes to show you that they're not going to be pushovers against the Bucks.
That's right.
They're not. They're a decent team. They've had some bad luck.
And the positive is Walker got 2 more up on little Gene there.
Yeah, and then of course Cush's teams, the Bears pull it out, last second field goal.
Bubba, the Bears are 3-0 since I went on my rant on your show about how much I hate football and the Bears. So everything's
You'll get your heart broken again. You'll get your heart broken again, Seth. I'm sure.
Oh no, I'm ready, Dan. I needed last night because they lost on the Hail Mary last year, which was one of the most horrific losses I've witnessed in my lifetime as a Bears fan. So the fact they got a little revenge off that last night with a little chip shot game-winning field goal made me happy inside. Got me out of bed earlier today.
So last week broke down. Gene was 6-9, and Walker was 10-5.
Jesus,
putting I think Gene at 25, and
I got him 31-30.
You got Gene what? 31-30?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Walker 39-23.
Wow.
Damn.
What's it like to get?
Gene's gonna have to start calling. Remember those old like on Saturday or Sunday mornings they'd run those commercials of like, call this number for the locks of the week, 1-900 blah blah blah. Like I feel like Gene's gonna have to start calling those guys to find out who to the game.
I feel like Gene's wife Sarah really is a good source of information. With what's happening in world politics and things like that, but she may not be, necessarily up on. I don't know who's Gene's source for his NFL knowledge. But he might want to rethink it.
I think so.
Well, also, you got to understand, Bubba, and this is not exaggerating, Walker 100% has been to more football games than Gene Lasker has.
Oh, times 10.
Times 10. The kid's a professional athlete observer. He is a fan. He's been going to football games since before he could walk.
He's been going to college football, pro football, college basketball, college softball, soccer, Rays.
Women's lacrosse.
Let me ask, have you taken him to a Magic game yet?
No, we have not been to a Magic game.
But that's about the only thing
Lacrosse?
left on lacrosse.
No, not lacrosse.
No?
But that's about the only thing that's left on his list, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, morning, Bubba. Mike from Naples.
Yes, Mike from Naples.
Hey, I just wanted to co-sign since you're talking about football, about that kid from Indiana, or I think that quarterback. You were talking about the coach, but that quarterback. There's a couple things you didn't mention. Oregon had an 18 active home game winning streak, 23 overall winning streak they broke. Indiana hadn't beaten a top 5 ever. Actively.
Yeah, I saw that. Indiana
they busted the odds.
Indiana, hold on. Indiana, in the history of Indiana football, which goes back to the 1800s, in the history of IU football, Indiana University football, They had never beaten a top 5 team on the road, and the nearly over. Well, you can see what year IU football was established. Ever in the program's history have they traveled and been away to a top 5 team and won? Ever.
Yeah, and when that kid threw a pick six,
1887,
and ties the game gets tied up. Man, he got the ball back, he shook it off, and went right back down.
What year?
I mean, that was so impressive.
What year is the IU quarterback? Is he young or is he going to time out? Do you know?
I'm not sure. You have to ask.
I know Deion's. I know his guys are freshmen. And I know Notre Dame guys are freshmen. So that's exciting when you got, like the guy from Notre Dame. He's a freshman. You got a freshman back there, and you're a top 15 school. That's exciting. Obviously when you got a senior back there, like what Colorado had last year in Shador. It's a whole different scenario than having a guy that's got 3, 4, possibly 5 years left in him. But if you're that good, Seth, aren't you allowed to play like only one? Like I know I think college and basketball in college basketball and college football, that there's different rules. Football, you got to stay X amount of years, but college, I think you literally only have to stay 1 year before you can go to the pros.
You have to be in college at least 2 years, I believe, or you have to be 20. I think there's something like along those lines, isn't it, Lummy?
Yes.
And is that on both sports?
Yes, it is.
So you get a guy.
Junior.
I wonder what the youngest quarterback to ever defect out of college and actually make it in the pros was. Usually that's a position that you need to continue to refine your skill set on, so you'll have maybe a junior come out, but I don't know that anybody younger than a junior has ever declared themselves eligible for the draft. I don't know. That's some information you have to look. Can you see what the starting quarterback from IU is? What is year?
He's a junior, yeah.
Junior.
Yep.
See, Seth, that's a guy that could get plucked out, right? I mean, takes IU. You think he sticks around to?
I think with whatever's happening with Indiana football, and I can tell you I'm not paying as close attention to it as the last two callers are, but it seems like they have something special. It seems like this coach is kind of a different breed, and I can't imagine a team that's making a run like this is all of a sudden going to start breaking apart. They'll find enough money to pay this kid.
You know what? I completely forgot about that. You got NIL. So here's a guy that could go to, that could go and, that's arguably as a junior maybe good enough to declare himself eligible for the draft. And you got your NIL collected that says, hey, listen, we got $6.5-7 million for you to come back this year. I mean, that's
getting that in the NFL.
Well, as a first rounder, you will
maybe, but also you could get hurt. I mean, look, think about how much of a pay cut.
You could also get hurt in college.
That's true too. But think about how much of a pay cut people like Caitlin Clark and the Sanders brothers took when they went from college to pros. Big hits.
I'm just saying. I think he nailed it with regards. I completely forgot about the NIL. So the NIL comes up and be like, listen, we can at least pay you what your first year. I mean, what's a first round draft pick? A top 10, top 20 guys. Those are what, $60-80 million deals?
Yeah, with a 5-year deal.
With that 5-year deal? Yeah.
The whole first round, or are you talking like the first 15 picks?
No,
pay scale.
It's Dan. It's completely like
there's a pay scale.
There's a pay scale, yeah, and they increase it by 2% each year, and that's there's really not any negotiation. That's what you're getting according to the collective bargaining agreement. So you know what your number is. If you get picked, 16th, you're gonna get 2% more than the guy this year. That's it. That's what your number is. That's why you don't see the holdouts anymore very much, unless they don't want to play for that team. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, this is Jeff up here in Ohio.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey.
Big in the Midwest, Lummy. We're slinging it with Midwest truckers right now.
That's
Love
right.
it.
Yeah, I'm out here hauling over 20 tons of steel. So I have more important things than being a smarmy wise ass on the radio. you want me to call in to support your stupid show, then have a little more respect for people that are actually out here working.
Why don't you have a little more respect and thank you for hanging up on me, Jeff. I'll take that. But, if you're going to ask me stuff that I've already talked about yesterday, you're wasting my time. Valuable time, my friend.
So, wait, that guy called back again?
That was the same guy. So, listen.
He's mad because he had a sorry-ass phone call?
Yeah, because he wanted to make sure that I knew IU was third and go through, the various IU information. I'm as big of an IU Hoosier fan as you are, Jeff. And and by the way, bud, you told me that on November 3rd, there was going to be a showdown between Ohio State and Indiana.
Wrong.
And you were wrong on that, buddy. So, it's like, I'm sorry, you're such a little bitch that you can't be wrong and I can't tell you that you're wrong. You got to be Johnny Mr. Right guy. Maybe my program isn't for you anymore, Johnny, hauling 20 tons of steel. Maybe you just need to make sure that steel gets to its destination so that you can continue to be the ass-kicking truck driver that you are. Maybe you need to find a different show to help you eat the miles away. Good luck.
Delilah's coming on soon.
Yeah, Delilah's coming on soon. And guess what? Good luck on finding a show because you're Bubba Army and you like what we do. Good luck. Like, even if you wanted to quit me, good luck on finding somebody that's better than us, especially after you've become a fan for a while. Good luck. And you were wrong. I just corrected you. Like, you can't take correction? What if you backed into the wrong, dispatch tells you to back into 64 and you're back into 66 and they get on the CB and be like, hey, Jeff, you need to go into 63, not 66, my friend. Go ahead and pull that right back on out and then reposition it. Okay, so sorry. You go back and yell at them, say, hey, listen, I'm not coming back to this yard again and picking up any more steel because you're right and I'm wrong.
By the way, if your second call was your first call, you would have been a hero right now.
Right. Exactly. Great analogy, Sir Kushner. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question for Dr. Dan.
All right, go ahead. He's here. Stand by.
Hey, Dr. Dan, I'm a parent that is recently just going through something with my teenage daughter. And there's something I want to also tell everybody out there that...
Can I stop you real fast? Sir, can I stop you real fast?
Yes.
Just to streamline this particular situation? When you say that there's something that you're going through with your teenage daughter, you got to tell the doc what the something is.
Okay. What it is, it's kids that are online or going to these vape shops that are getting things called like Kratom, or this new thing called 7O. It's 7OH. And what it is, it's a Kratom pill that is 46% stronger than morphine. And these kids are getting them online. My question to Dan is, can we sue these companies and these vape shops that are selling these things to children that are under 21 years of age or even 17?
Well, I mean, you can sue them if you have damages, but if you think that these places are selling things that are illegal,
get a hold of your authorities.
Then you need to get a hold of the authorities, and you can call the DEA, because the federal DEA will not play games if they're selling something that's
here's the thing:
illegal. If it's legal, there's nothing you can do about it.
Here's the thing: I think they're all under the guise, Dan, of the Delta 9, the Delta 8, and now this new Kratom deal. I've not tried the Kratom deal. But I was over the Dandy Jones podcast on me, and they had some.
Oh, yeah?
And they're like, oh, my God, this stuff is like it's
Maybe we shouldn't talk about it in such a positive way.
No, I'm not talking about it in a positive way, Dan. I'm talking about it in a, they can't believe that this strong of a hallucinogen is available, obviously Florida is a medical marijuana deal. You have to have medical marijuana license in order to be able to consume and, jump through all kinds of hoops and go to a doctor and get a card and pay your fees and only get it at a dispensary, and it's highly regulated. And Florida's huge on, I think they call it seed to store, like that strain of marijuana, whatever form you get, whether it be a vape pen, whether it be a gummy, whether it be a tincture, whether it be an edible, whether it be just a pre-roll or weed, it has been highly regulated and under the state of Florida's government control the entire time. Whereas this Delta 9, Delta 8, and this new kratom stuff, they're taking like these scientists are taking, weed and mushrooms and all this stuff and taking like one molecule out so that it's not mushrooms, weed, heroin,
right.
whatever.
It's just sort of like to beat the system.
And it's not, and it's really, honest to God, I hope that I don't offend anybody, but it's not good.
So
because it's not regulated, and our country, we need to really look into this because kids are abused. Because literally, kids can go down to the corner store and get this stuff, and like I took a Delta 9 gummy one time, Lummy.
Yeah,
and I've done regular THC gummies before, and I know what they do to me. I was completely retarded with one of these Delta 8. I mean, like it was the highest, most messed up I'd ever been in my entire life. Well, and it wasn't a good one. It was like a freak out one.
So two things here. One of the guys on chat said that his heart stopped on kratom. And other people are saying that the 7-OH is completely different than kratom, even more dangerous and illegal in Florida.
And they sell it out of Rochester, New York, and they mail it to your house, and you don't even know it's at your house or your kid has it. And then you can go to the vape store and get stuff. And Sean Ryan just did an interview with one of the guys that said this stuff is so potent, it's like another poison coming from China and destroying our children. And I just spent a week in ICU with my daughter, and I'm just telling everybody, you just got to be careful out there. And thank you for the information. I am definitely going to get a hold of the DEA.
Yeah, I mean, call your local DEA and just say, listen, here's what my kids. Just give them the information you have.
It doesn't get on their radar unless they know about it. And so put it on their radar. And you'll see, legislation's pretty fast. When there's medications or substances out there that are causing people to have problems, unless, of course, it's the COVID vaccine, then they take it off the shelves quickly.
You know what the DEA, I know a couple DEA agents. You know what their big hot spot is right now, Dan?
No.
Fentanyl. Like they're
fentanyl. Yeah.
A kilo of fentanyl. Sir, I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm not trying to be rude, like Jeff from Ohio. I'm trying to say goodbye to you and thank you for participating. More importantly, make sure if you got an opportunity to go to our YouTube channel or BubbaTheLoveSponge.com or whatever, just sign up, listen, try to catch every show that you can, my friend. Appreciate you. We already lost. See, I gotta gain a new listener today because Jeff, I think, quit us.
Oh no!
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're probably -1. But DEA, one of my friends at the DEA, Dan, was telling me they're getting it now. They're selling fentanyl out of China by the kilos now. These bad guys or the drug dealers, I shouldn't call them bad guys. I don't want them mad at me, but these people that are dealing in this sort of thing, they are dealing in kilos of fentanyl, and it's not really that expensive. But my God, can you imagine you know how powerful it is? Can you imagine and all they're using fentanyl for? Now people aren't even using fentanyl to cut their cocaine and other stuff with. They're just selling straight fentanyl. Just straight fentanyl. That's gotta be deadly, doesn't it, Dan?
It's so concentrated, it only takes a small amount to kill you. And so fentanyl is a very, very, very dangerous substance. I don't recommend anyone touching it or messing with it or taking it in any way whatsoever.
Even these cops, when they're dealing with it, they'll put gloves on so that, while they're dealing with the bad guys and rounding up the fentanyl and stuff, if you get too much of it on your fingers
and you eat with your hand, you could end up with an overdose.
Right. And
it's that concentrated.
Listen, my DEA buddy said that they were working with a local agency, right? And they busted a bad guy with fentanyl. and the local guys was helping the Fed guys, package it all and put it all the stuff like that. The guy got too much on his hands and got in his blood in his bloodstream, and the DEA agents had to Narcan the guy right there to get him back
from just handling it.
From handling too much of it. Yes,
that's crazy. See, it's that dangerous. It's that potent.
It's that potent. Now, do they use fentanyl at all in medical?
Yeah, we use it every day. But anesthesiologists use it under controlled circumstances, and they know exactly what the dose is.
And it's liquid, right?
It's in like a liquid vial. Yeah.
Right. So it's it's
a powder that's been liquefied.
Hello, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. The phone lines are going crazy.
Hello.
Yeah, you're on the air, buddy. Go ahead.
Hey, a couple quick questions, Dr. Dan. I love your show, Bubba. It's been on fire. Hey, Dan, you were talking a couple months ago about some ivermectin for acne, and I'm just wondering, in Pennsylvania, where do you get something like that, and what kind of a dose would you get?
That's a very good question.
Do they use it for acne?
It can be used for acne, absolutely. It works for acne. It works for all kinds of stuff, Bubba. I think everybody, like I said, should take ivermectin probably once a year, twice a year, just to clean their systems out. But the dose for COVID was 0.4 milligrams per kilogram per day. For how big is the person?
Probably like 160 pounds.
160 pounds, and it's for acne. I'd probably go to around 25 milligrams a day for maybe like 10 days, and then stop and maybe repeat it after a month.
And will it really?
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
I mean, as far as clearing acne up, and really.
Mm-hmm.
See, nobody like your dermatologist
they don't tell you that.
They're not. Why? Just because
they don't believe in it. Medicine took a weird turn in the 40s, Bubba, and that's when they went from using that sort of holistic. We have 2,000 years of knowledge of what kind of medications and herbs and nutrition can help us, to a more of a controlled allopathic petroleum-based medication controlled curriculum in the medical school system. And so doctors are programmed not to contemplate and consider alternative medications, because we're taught that anything that's not taught here is bad. And it's a shame, because doctors are so narrow-minded and short-sighted when it comes to things like the off-label and potential benefits of a drug like ivermectin to help anything from COVID to parasites to acne. It's crazy, and doctors won't even consider it because they're so brainwashed through their training.
Sir, last question, quickly, please. Thanks.
For acne scarring, is that TRL laser something that would work for that? Because the local spa wants to do a chemical peel on my daughter, and I don't like the sounds of anything chemical. I don't know anything about it.
Well, a chemical peel hurts less and heals faster, but it's also less effective than like a TRL laser, which would be like an erbium laser that you actually blast through all the skin.
So a TRL laser, sir, is far more evasive than what they call chemical peel.
It's longer to heal, but more effective.
So Dan, on a TR laser isn't. I think I've inquired about it before. I think you said it looks like you have kind of a really bad sunburn for about a week. Is that what it is?
TRL, your face is a wound for a week.
No, it's a wound.
Yeah, it's not like if you get like the.
Do you do TRL laser? I mean, is that a big business for you?
Yes, I do a lot of them.
All right, and
this is the laser season right now too, because you don't want to do it in the summer when it's hot. You want to do it in the fall and the winter when it's cooler.
Right, and you're not going to the beach. You're not outside. As much. So
like the Halo or the Morpheus, that's like a bad sunburn for a couple of days. The actual TRL lasers.
No. Like the Morpheus literally is like a day.
Right.
Like, it's your face is a little bit irritated for like a day. I mean, but it's very effective. The Halo, you say it might be more like a couple days?
Yeah, it's like a weekend.
All right, and then the TRL laser.
Good 7 to 10 days.
7 to 10 days, like being like a open flesh wound?
You're open for about 4 or 5 days.
And how
you're really red for a good week and a half, 2 weeks.
How
takes all those lines away. I mean, it's super powerful. It sets your skin back about 20 years.
But how much pain?
The recovery is not painful. It hurts when you're doing it, but you're numb.
I understand that, but like, you know,
no, it's not super painful. It's just, you know, if it doesn't dry out, that's not painful. It only gets painful if you don't keep it moisturized.
So if you keep it moisturized, it just feels like kind of a bad sunburn.
Yeah, and even not even that after a couple of days.
But the effects, like I've seen, like for instance, Steve's wife Krista. Oh my Lord, I shouldn't probably really tell the secrets, but she looks 46.
Yeah, it'll take 10 or 15 years off you all day long.
Anyway, buddy, the chemical peel
is helpful for a kid, but a laser peel is more effective.
Yeah. All right, bud.
Thanks a lot.
A couple more people on hold. Sorry, you continue to hold. Let me do some words. You were able to find the article that I was having you try to look for. Joe Biden undergoing radiation therapy for prostate cancer. I think you said that maybe it within the article it had metastasized into his bones, or they're worried.
Yeah, that was that. So there was another article. It wasn't a.
How about
video.
the one I'm getting ready to play?
This is his most recent the news article
about his prostate.
Sure. Yes.
Now, Dan, when cancer metastasizes in your bones, what's that?
Bad news.
Okay.
That means parts of the cancer are broken off, gone through your body, they're throughout your entire body, and they got trapped in the framework of the bone tissue.
Is that when you have to start getting bone marrow and stuff like that?
That's when you start needing chemotherapy because it's not localized anymore. It's systemic. That's when you start getting radiation therapy sometimes in those little areas. That's when your prognosis goes down significantly.
813-902-8222, 813-90-BUBBA if you'd like to call. We still got a lot of things to cover. One, the Joe Biden prostate cancer bone metastasizing gimmick. And then there was yesterday in Portland, Oregon, there was an all nude protest over ICE.
Yeah, it looks like it's been going on for a couple of days now.
All nude.
Yeah, and they don't have the best bods, and neither do I. But I'm not going.
Are these
out there.
the nude ones, or they're the frogs are protesting?
Well, they're kind of like going back and forth.
So they're going from frog Seth to nude, back to a frog. Maybe when the cops come on, you throw on your frog, your Frogger outfit. But then when they leave, you go down, so that your balls are hanging out.
Yeah, yesterday was bananas too. There was people with bananas, just wearing bananas.
They need to stop licking the frogs.
We'll get back to that. Crazy. We'll handle that as well. Stand by.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Hold on, we're on break if you want to come. If you want to wait, we'll be back in about 6 minutes. All right. Hit that thumbs up. Let's go.
Hit the thumbs up, guys. Are we running behind?
We're 5.
And I need
560.
I need 200 more people to go watch yesterday's show.
Let's go, guys. Come on, Jeff from Ohio, go and listen to it. We would have known that we talked about it. 77 kills, 77, 81 months, Ruiner 420, 25 months. What's up, Cable Dog?
Let me make sure you announce tell me when the new Bubba podcast comes out.
All right, we'll do. Chase, $20. I know Gary was working on trying to
clips and reels.
Yep, trying to get it for tomorrow. But I let me see if you got.
Tell him. Whatever.
$20. What is it? I can't read your message, Chase. Calling. Can you ask Dan about hydrogen water and what's his thoughts about Gary?
Should I read my I'm gonna read it because
fuck it.
we're supposed to be on and they fucked us.
Yeah.
So you can get a hold of them.
Oh, I've already done that.
And said, we got 635, but we could have had 7,000, 6. I'll have Dan help me out.
You can just have a little fucking replay of. You can't even watch because it's premium only. Fucking dumbasses. Good job, guys.
So rugged white male Miami said that 708 was banned in Florida in August. It was just banned. Must be brand new.
What?
708.
Certain states, I know.
Well, they banned it in Florida in August. Someone said rugged white male Miami.
You get 3 years out of facing the trash guy. Just gonna say it's 3 years to be eligible for the NFL draft.
3 years?
Yeah.
Out of high school?
I think so. The youngest player ever drafted was Tommy Maddox, 20.
We got a hyperlink.
We did. It's already in there. It's in our description for today.
So I can say for more information, go to www.bloodflow7.com/Bubba.
Yes.
For a limited time only offer up to 30% off.
I had on my phone.
Xerxes $69, $10. Love Dr. Dan.
Total 4,500. 5-star reviews. 60-day money back guarantee.
Dr. Dan is parasite cleanse of the pancreas, real for type 2 diabetes.
Oh, that works. I can't play that.
I'm going to see Jay today at 11:15, 11:30. Danny, I don't think you'll be there.
What are you doing? What are you going there for?
He says some stuff.
Some stuff?
You know.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
When you stand up from your chair and you feel that twinge in your back, or when your knees decide to suddenly remind you that they're not what they used to be, you just can't help but wonder what the hell has happened to the guy that used to be able to split wood all day, take care of business at night, have all this energy. What happened to that guy? Where's he at? Well, it can happen even when you think you're doing things right, like you're eating clean, you're cutting out all the junk, you're getting outside. You're doing what you think you're supposed to be doing. Maybe taking some vitamins and what have you. Not necessarily. It's like filling up your tank with premium gas, but the line or the fuel line's clogged. All that power never reaches the engine. I got something for you to consider and try out today. It's great. I've tried it. I like it. I've continued to use it. It's called Blood Flow 7. And it helps tell your body that it's time to power up. It signals a boost in nitric oxide, the molecule that helps get your blood circulating at full speed. And if you want more information on Blood Flow 7, it's really simple by going to www.bloodflow7.com, then /Bubba. And for a limited time offer right now, when you go to www.bloodflow7.com/Bubba, a limited time offer for up to 30% off. With over 4,500 5-star reviews and a 60-day money-back guarantee, you risk nothing. Try Bloodflow7 today. Again, at bloodflow7.com/Bubba. Because when your blood flows, your life does too, as well. Hello, who's this?
This me?
Yep, it's you, buddy.
Hey, Bubba. I was asking for Dr. Dan.
All right, Dr. Dan's right here.
I have avascular necrosis. I was wondering if Dan can tell me anything about it.
Where?
My hip.
Oh, man. Okay, so the hip is one of those things that God didn't make as efficiently as the rest of the body.
Didn't you say that in the shoulder God screwed us on?
Yeah, and so the problem with the hip is, like he said, avascular necrosis. So it happened to Bo Jackson when he hurt his hip, and it usually leads to death of the ball, the joint, the femur, and ultimately a hip replacement. And it sucks, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, but hold on, Dan. Hold on. Hip replacement I just know a person who got one. Don't forget, my hometown, Warsaw, is the orthopedic capital of the world. So chances are his hip replacement might come out of Warsaw, Indiana. But I know it sucks at getting it. But I do know people that have gotten new hips, and they swear by it. They're like, oh, my God. Like, they get you after. And Dan, you probably know the medical procedure for a full hip replacement. It's brutal.
Yes, it is.
It's absolutely. They got your leg at one time laying over this, like flopped over to the side, don't they?
Yes.
But they now used to be, it was somewhat of a bedridden deal. They get you up. I mean, they're operating you at, you're the first patient at 7:15, but by 4:00 in the afternoon, they got you up walking on full hip replacement same day. Am I right, Dan?
Yes.
So that's what I heard.
I mean, so if you got it, if you got good insurance, and Dan, now will a full hip replacement fix what he's got?
Yes. So the part that's dying is the ball of the joint of his hip.
Not getting blood flow?
Yeah, it's a watershed area. It doesn't get blood flow really well, and it's easy to get avascular necrosis with even a small injury. Again, that's what happened to Bo Jackson. That's why he needed to get his hip replaced. He just got tackled on it the wrong way. And
now, could he have ever come back and been once you get
a hip replacement?
Okay, not with a hip replacement. But sir, hip replacements are major. But I do know people that have had them within the last 2 years that swear by them.
And they can run, they can cycle, they just can't play football.
Right.
But the only thing is, I'm only 40.
I know. I mean,
I'm 40 years old.
I understand
that.
It's
wear out in 15 years is what he's worried about, right? That's what you're worried about.
I'll get another one.
Yeah, there you go.
Get another one.
I mean, get another one. Listen, here's the only thing you need to worry about. What type of insurance do you got?
Oh, boy.
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Then
you're good.
You're good. You're good, my friend.
Okay. Go to a good hip guy.
Okay. Do your research.
Go to the right guy.
Go to the best orthopedic surgeon you can. Make sure do your research as to what manufacturer. It could be Stryker, it could be Zimmer,
DePuy,
Biomat. Just look at who makes from people's experiences who makes the best hip. Find the best hip doctor. You got great insurance.
That'll be a chip shot.
Get it done now.
Okay. Well, they want to do it in January. I'm kind of scared of it. I'm only 40. I'm just like.
Bud, you have no other options. Like
I heard it.
You.
Yeah. No.
How did you?
I understand that.
How'd you heard it?
Alcoholism.
Oh, hold on now, Dan. Is that a whole nother?
I've never heard of alcoholism causing avascular necrosis of the hip. Do you fall down a lot?
No, I don't.
Well, then what? How did alcoholism do it?
I pretty much COVID hit, and I went through a pretty bad breakup, and I after that, I just drank myself to.
I know, but like Dan, is there a
I don't know how
direct
the alcohol causes the avascular necrosis of the hip. I didn't know there was an association with that. That's news to me.
Will you look that up, Lummy?
Yeah, look
Does
at it.
alcoholism cause whatever, Dan? What's it called?
AVN, you can say AVN, avascular necrosis.
Yeah.
That means no blood flow.
Listen, I know you're not lying about the deal, and I don't know, but listen, it's not that big a deal. You got great insurance. Do your due diligence as to the best, orthopedic hip surgeon in your area. Go to him, and
40 people in their 40s that get hip replacement do well if they're not drinking too much, but they do well.
Yeah,
they
did you
recover fast.
I don't drink anymore. That's the thing. I don't drink anymore. I stopped, and it's at this point where I need the surgery, and I
Let me. What did it say when you Google it?
Yeah, it looks like there is.
Read it out loud. I know you hate
alcohol
reading.
consumption, particularly excessive drinking, is a significant risk factor for developing or AVN of the hip joint.
Dan, you even as a doctor learned something today, Dan.
Yeah, I had no
severe
idea.
alcoholism could cause you to have lose blood flow to your hip.
It's crazy.
So anyway, buddy,
that's exactly what
Dan says it's not as big a deal as people it used to be, and
I know it's a hip replacement at 40. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you controlled your own.
70-year-olds get them all the time, and they bounce right back.
Yeah, so Seth's correct. Like if a 70-year-old bounces right back, how spry how well can a spry 40-year-old bounce right back? Probably pretty damn good. Quit looking at this. Look how many bad things could be going on. What if you didn't have insurance? What if you didn't? What if you hadn't stopped drinking? You have a way to fix your situation. Like Seth said, a guy that is 40. You got 70-year-olds that are snapping back from these things in a month, full blown. You're going to snap back on it. Yes, you're depressed because you're getting it at a young age, but let's be honest, you controlled that. That wasn't something that your body did. Had you not been an alcoholic, you probably your body would have been cool. You did it to yourself, but there's a way to fix it. There's some people, sir, that get stuff like Dan. What is it? Pancreatic cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go to the doctor and they say, "Hey, buddy, you got stage 3 pancreatic cancer," and guess what? There's really not anything we can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be dead in about a year.
Or less.
There's some, Dan, there are some things that you can go to the doctor that they look at you and say, we ain't got a lot for you, bud.
Buy a fishing rod.
Yeah. So, sir, you're going to be stop the woes me and look at this thing on a positive note. And here's the thing. You got Blue Cross Blue Shield. Like, this isn't going to cost you $80,000 and you're going to be paying for it for the rest of your life. You got, you got to probably, Dan, maybe a $3,000 or $4,000 copay, something like that?
I'm sure he'll get hit with something.
Yeah. I work for UPS, so my
it's even better. UPS will get,
I know.
UPS drivers make $125K.
And they're the ones going up and down steps all the time, and so that it could be a workman's comp deal.
I'm just
I work in the warehouse, and I get it. I will be in like 88.
Hold on now. How long have you been with UPS?
24 years.
Oh my God!
This guy signed up.
I'm mad. Quit being a little bitch.
So you have. If you've been working there that long at UPS and you have ownership, like you have stocks and stuff in UPS, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Get your hip replacement and go fishing for a couple weeks.
Dan, their 401k is unbelievable. Their pension plan's unbelievable.
And the guys that got in 20 years ago are.
And didn't you guys just pass like a real big, like they just passed some type of intercompany deal where they're taking care of you even more? Everybody got more money?
Yeah, about a year ago, we got about a really good deal with our union. So
yeah. So,
yeah,
here's the deal. Listen, you keep working for the Bubba Radio Network. We don't have any insurance, and we don't. I mean, listen
we have
to
a
this.
doctor on staff, though.
We may look glamorous and be your favorite show, but we ain't got any insurance. We're all we probably all make $100,000 less than you do, and if we did our hip deal, I could get a hair up my ass and said, man, we did so well without you, Lummy, that I don't need you back. We just kind of learned how to work around, not having Lummy in here anymore, so we don't need you back. Whereas UPS,
I get it.
you're guaranteed your job back because, it wasn't like you wrecked a UPS truck or did anything, that would affect your job. This is a medical condition that they're going to give you. They may even continue to pay you while you're not there.
Yeah, that's the point where I'm at. I'm kind of wondering why. I'm just asking Dr. Dan what's the recovery kind of point of this?
It goes fast, man. Like Bubba said. They got you cycling and walking and rehabbing, literally like within a day of the surgery.
Listen to this, buddy. You'll be on
the first day. You'll be on your on your feet the first day.
Yes,
they'll have you walking and whatever. Yeah.
What is Dan? Is that a 3 or 4 hour procedure usually?
I like 3.
So you'll be in the operating room. They'll be whittling on you from 7 to 10. Then you'll go to the recovery room, and then you'll go to your room, and then by the time the day shift nurses are leaving for the second shift nurses, they're going to have you up and walking around the hallway.
Are you like a hip surgery liaison, Bubba? Like, how do you know about this whole process?
Warsaw, Indiana.
Well, because I'm from the orthopedic capital of the world, and I just have a lot of friends.
That's right. We're at that age now that people are getting their hips done.
Yeah, sir. Listen, I don't know what you called for other than you got it dialed in. You work for UPS. You got great insurance. You have identified the fact as to why you needed a new hip. Hey, it's not a wonder that were you able to control your alcoholism and not drinking at work, or did you only drink at home?
I drink at home. COVID hit. I went through a bad breakup. I was in the. I kind of. It was bad. I'm not so bad right now. I can drink. I don't drink so much.
Quit being a pussy. Go get your hip. Quit being a pussy. Go get your hip done. You did it to yourself. There's light at the.
Bro, I'm only 40 years old. I hit 40.
I don't care.
You're a 40-year-old alcoholic, dude. You did it to yourself.
Yeah.
How hard is that to understand?
Yeah, I 100%.
Okay.
All right.
My son broke his collarbone. He's like, fix it. I'll have surgery. My 13-year-old's like, I want the surgery. I don't want to just be around and crippled for the rest of my life. So my 13-year-old's like, let's do the surgery. So you're 40. Let's do the surgery.
January is when I will get it.
All right, don't be nervous about it, dude.
There's nothing to be nervous.
Operation.
You got the.
How old are you, sir?
Okay.
Except I think he's 40.
You just had to get that in there, didn't you? You had to get that in there. He only let us know 16 times how old he was.
Jesus.
But I'm 40.
Good
but
luck.
sir, listen, Seth Kushner would suck D to have the Blue Cross Blue Shield health coverage. I'm just saying, like
my copay's like $200.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Like, insurance, man, health insurance is just unbelievable. That's such a great benefit to have. And to work for a great company like UPS, where you're making, I think the guys in the loading dock, I think they're making $1.
Yeah, they're all covered.
$1.15. They got a union.
Mm-hmm.
They got, stock options. He's been there 24 years. He's going to have a pension.
And this guy needs to get a surgery so he can stand up and pee again.
We've just learned that former President Joe Biden is now receiving radiation therapy for his prostate cancer. Biden's office announcing his diagnosis back in May, noting that it was an aggressive form of prostate cancer, but that it appeared to be hormone sensitive.
Now, Dan, what does that mean?
Okay, so I'm going to have a couple things here.
By the way, you're talking to a real doctor.
We're talking to a real doctor here. An aggressive cancer means a cancer that's growing faster than expected. Hormone receptors mean that hormone therapy can sometimes manipulate the tumor. But let me just remind you of a South Korean study that was recently published, looking at the database of 8.4 million people, and they tracked patients from 2021 to 2023, finding a statistically significant increase in cancer among vaccinated people. The data paints this picture. Overall, there was on vaccinated people versus unvaccinated people from 2021 to 2023. This is a study based on 8.4 million people out of South Korea. 27% higher risk of overall cancer, 53% higher risk of lung cancer, 69% higher risk of prostate cancer, 34% for gastric, 28% colorectal, 35% higher risk for thyroid cancer, and a 20% increased risk for breast cancer. So we know that
Biden,
Joe Biden,
was
had
as
multiple
vaccinated.
vaccines.
Well, he was as vaccinated
as anyone,
as technology would allow.
And promised us, if you get vaccinated, you're not going to get sick. I mean, I remember the promises. They all said it to us.
I mean, he was
lying sons of bitches.
He was the president. I think Trump had about half of the COVID deal, and then the other COVID. The person that was over COVID was obviously Sleepy Joe.
Well, when the vaccine finally came out, Joe was in charge, and they were, demanding people get the vaccine. They were shaming people. They did it across social media, across television, commercials, magazines, every way they could manipulate us to take the shot.
They even would go, instead of running a go get your COVID shot commercial during the CBS Evening News, they would get with CBS, Pfizer, Moderna, and say, we don't want to be a 15 or 30 second commercial between news stories. We want to be the news story. So incorporate your news story as if it was a COVID story, pro-vaccination. So they showed B-roll footage of hospitals that had, every ventilator and everything full, B-roll footage of people in the hallway. This was not footage that was necessarily associated with COVID. And then they would, come back with, the government recommends for you to get your COVID vaccination, and they would scare you to death. They even the government, correct me if I'm wrong, but the federal government made the car manufacturers shut down for, 3 or 4 months, and they had to make ventilators. And because they thought there was going to be a huge, a shortage of ventilators, Dan brought out the fact that each hospital has however many ventilators. They don't understand that an anesthesiologist machine, a machine that the anesthesiologist uses, that all hospitals have a lot of as well, those also can be used as ventilators. So, hospitals had far more ventilators than the government wanted to think they did. And now I don't know where they are, but there's probably a warehouse somewhere that's got 5,000 ventilators that Chevy made, right?
Yep.
This
is for our ventilators.
You need one bad.
I do need one.
And here's the deal. I don't think that we ever really ran out of ventilators.
No, we never even got close to it. It was again part of the deception, part of the fear mongering, and it was pathetic. But here's what we're stuck with. We're stuck with a population that has massive increases in cancer. And and they grow really fast. They come out of nowhere. Plus, we have a certain number of dollars that we allocate to healthcare, and we're taking dollars away from screening tests like PSA tests and doctors doing a good prostate exam.
By the way, I just got my blood panel done. I probably should show it to you because you're one of my doctors, but this is my different doctor, my blood doctor, and my PSA score was 0.4. And she said that's really good.
That's very good.
She said that they don't even really start worrying about it until it's like the high ones.
Yes, it's got to be over
like
two.
1.8, 1.9 is when she starts worrying about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a point. So Dan, do I still have all that leeway to?
You got a lot of leeway, man. You should still get a prostate exam, and people are so against getting actually a digital exam. And doctors forget how to do it now because no one does it anymore.
But that's the first indicator is your PSA score, correct?
There's two indicators: the hypertrophy of the prostate, a large prostate, or a PSA.
Right. Let's continue this on the Biden deal.
For more on this and other health-related headlines, we're joined by ABC.
I can't think of the last time I saw him out publicly. Open question for anybody that's listening, anybody in the studio or even Mach. I can't tell you the last time that they even got Sleepy Joe like walking out of his house going to the ice cream parlor.
I think the last time was him at an ice cream parlor about 6 weeks ago.
No, I think was
8 weeks ago. It was over the summer at an ice cream parlor.
It was more in
Delaware.
That was more like in March, April.
September 7th, 2025.
Oh, hold on. September what?
5 weeks ago.
Do you have a picture of him? Will you show it to me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel. Dr. Patel, it's always great.
Patel.
Another Indian guy.
Anytime you throw a Patel in there, man, it's straight money.
Great to see you. We appreciate it.
Boy, those Patels work hard, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Is that within the Indian world? Is that like a very, very prominent, cool name to have, Patel?
Just like Smith's a prominent, cool name to have.
Well, no, like a Rockefeller or like
it's not Rockefeller, dude. It's Smith. It's Chang if you're Asian. It's Patel if you're Indian.
And
it's Smith or Johnson or Jones if you're American.
Okay.
So what do we know about this treatment that the former president is receiving, and how common is radiation therapy for this sort of thing?
Well, happy Saturday, Whit. Beforehand, we're sending all of our well wishes to Biden and his family on a speedy recovery. So in early stages of prostate cancer, that's before the cancer has truly spread, radiation therapy is relatively common. Now, radiation therapy refers to the practice of using high energy particles literally to kill cancer cells. And this can be done from external beams, which are often image guided.
Now, Dan, do you have to get on like all fours?
He does. What? Who?
No,
you mean for
like
this?
when they're doing radiation therapy on your prostate, do you have to like get on all fours so they can get in your butthole?
It depends. Sometimes they'll implant seeds, like the little radioactive pellets they'll put there, and they'll take care of it that way. Or they can do external beam radiation. There's two different ways of doing it.
When they beam you, do they have you on all fours?
No, I think they just have you lying down. I'm not sure. I've never witnessed someone getting external radiation for prostate cancer. I wanted to go into radiation therapy. The problem is that all those guys die young from cancer because they're around
dealing with radiation all day.
It can be done internally or it can be done with pharmaceuticals. And I want to add also that according to this report, President Biden is also getting hormone therapy as well, given the fact that his prostate cancer is hormone sensitive. So this is a very common form.
Now, what? I've never heard of that.
I don't understand. Heard of what?
That your prostate cancer is hormone sensitive.
Well, just like breast cancers are hormone sensitive, and they'll treat you with estrogen blockers if you have a breast cancer that has hormone receptors, and if you have a prostate cancer that's hormone sensitive, it's probably sensitive to testosterone. So they're going to give Biden testosterone blockers to further feminize him.
Of treatment not only with prostate cancer, but with many types of cancers, which is why it's so important for
Now, when you get your prostate taken out, does that mean you can't get an erection anymore?
It depends.
What depends on what?
It depends on how much they take out. If there's a complication, there's nerves all through there.
Can you get like the pump where you can get the pump peanut? Where you can...
Yeah, you can get that if you have erectile dysfunction after surgery.
To be able to have options and have these discussions with their doctors about the available therapies, and also if it makes sense given side effects and the stage of their cancer. And if I may add a quick PSA, when it comes to prostate cancer, this is one of the most common cancers in men. About 1 in 8 men will develop prostate cancer in their lifetime.
Now, Dan, let me ask you a question. I have to go to words. I'm done with Dan. Okay, so Joe's got prostate cancer. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. You can always have your prostate removed, can you not?
Yes, but if it's spread to your bones, you could be,
How can they said the guy just said the Patel gentleman just said that 1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer. I've heard that. That's one of the number one. It's one of the number one cancers men get. Is there anything you can do on the preventative side of things to better yourself on not getting prostate cancer as a man? I mean, would the first one be like me and keeping up on what your PSA is so that it never just sneaks up on you? You always have a pretty good base level as to what your PSA is. Is that probably the first level of defense?
Yes, but I think prostate cancer is like cataracts. I mean, all people will get cataracts if they grow old enough, and all men will ultimately get prostate cancer if they grow old enough.
I know, so
eventually it will fail. It's just a matter of how old you get. And the reason that not everyone has prostate cancer is because not everyone lives to be 80 or 90. So check it, and hopefully catch it early.
And so if you do catch it really early, let's say
super treatable.
And like really non-invasive?
Yeah.
Just medication?
TURP sometimes. Medication or just a TURP, a transurethral resection of the prostate.
What a TURP?
TURP.
That's
TURP.
hold on. That sounded pretty major.
TURP.
What?
Transurethral resection of the prostate. TURP.
Is that a device that you're putting in my prostate?
It's a procedure. It's going through the urethra to take out your prostate.
Through your wiener?
Through your wiener to remove your prostate.
They're putting like a scope through your.
Yeah, exactly.
They put a scope through your wiener and they yank out your prostate. How big is your prostate? The size of your fist?
No, God, size of maybe your thumb.
That's it. Okay, and they rip that through your penis hole?
They can.
Now at that point, am I allowed? I mean, can I still get an erection?
It depends if the surgery goes well or not.
But I can still take.
There's a risk of not getting an erection after the surgery. Always, any kind of prostate surgery.
Oh.
But most people that get a TURP are fine and don't have sexual dysfunction. But you start throwing radiation in there, killing more nerves. I mean, I don't know that Biden's been doing the helicopter with his wife that much over the last 10 years. So I don't think he's having very much sexual activity.
Bubba, I sent you what is a cartoon image, but
Probably
drawing
even,
what the TURP thing looks like.
This is what we all have to look forward to. So they go in here with a rod, and they go down here. Now, Dan, is this whole thing your prostate? Or
that's your bladder. It's a little walnut between the bladder and the gland of the shaft, and that's the prostate.
So right here.
No, you're back a little bit.
Oh, where's it?
Right there. That's the prostate.
So the prostate's this little area here.
Yeah.
And they take it and then they just rip it right through your penis.
Yeah, they just they shred it and then they take it out. Like take pieces of it out.
They wood chip it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do they have prostate replacement where you can?
You don't need it.
What do you mean you don't need it?
You don't need a prostate.
You can't ejaculate without prostate.
You can. It's just different amount of. You just don't have the prostatic fluid, but you can still ejaculate. You need your testicles more than you need your prostate to ejaculate.
Yeah, I mean, but then there's testicular cancer, right?
So is, but that tends to happen young. Old people don't get testicular cancer; they get prostate cancer. 25-year-olds get testicular cancer.
Speaking of cancer, Seth, has your dad's information? Has that all been checked out now? Did Larry get a clean bill of health?
Yeah, he's all good.
Yeah, I mean I think it was on Friday that you'd gotten the results back that it was all good. I think, and I think it was Friday.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on some show at some point. I think I got the news right before we were going on the air.
Yeah, I think it was like on Thursday or something, and you were so relieved. You're like, oh my God, I've been so like freaked out by this, something that, I'm just waiting for the results, and my poor dad, what he's going through, because it was a, pretty major situation had it not been. Is it benign? If something's, Dan, if cancer's not a problem, it's benign, right?
Correct. Usually they call it benign.
Otherwise, it's
this was cancer. This just hadn't spread to his lymph nodes.
Right.
So it's still malignant. It's just not metastatic.
Which was good news.
Yes.
Yeah. When we return, I got to get into the Portland deal. The people protesting naked, protesting as aliens, protesting as bananas, protesting as what else were they protesting as?
Dinosaurs, I think.
Now, what are they protesting in Portland? The presence of the National Guard or ICE? Wasn't it when Black Lives Matter threw a fit over the George Floyd deal that it was Portland, Oregon was one of the most outrageous protests, in the fact that I think it was either Portland or Seattle where the Black Lives Matter protesters actually commandeered the police station and either burnt the police station down or barricaded it and completely vandalized it.
I think that was over in Portland.
Yeah, that's here.
Yeah.
And why is Portland so, of all places, Portland, Oregon, why is it so deep state libetard? Why?
Well, I didn't say that, but it seems there's nothing else going on there.
And let me, what are they protesting?
ICE and
whatever,
Trump.
du jour.
Trump and ICE.
Oh, did you guys see? I don't see that you guys sent me a news story. Derek Chauvin got stabbed 22 times in prison yesterday. Wow. And here's what everybody's freaked out by. He got stabbed 22 times in prison by a guy that was doing 30 years and had already completed 27, had less than 3 years left on his sentence, and that's the guy that stabbed him.
Oh, this was in 2023.
Oh.
I'm guessing it just popped up on your feed.
Yeah, you know my feed. It's usually 2 years behind. So
I'm sorry.
So Derek Chauvin, just to refresh people's memories, that's the guy that had the knee on George Floyd's neck, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's where, and I think his family, the city of Minneapolis paid his family nearly $18 million. And he was, arrested for trying to pass a counterfeit 20 and, being disruptive at a convenience store. And he was so high on drugs that actually, the Derek Chauvin knee on the back of the neck was not a good optical look at all. But the medical examiner went on to say that Derek Chauvin did not kill George Floyd. He died of a fentanyl overdose.
Yeah.
That's what he died of. But you can't...
facts be damned.
But you can't... And Charlie Kirk was big on that and was big on people knowing the truth. But people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that at all. And now Derek Chauvin, is getting stabbed in prison.
He said, it's his anniversary coming up here in a month.
Does he get stabbed for... What's he doing? Like 17 years? I think he got like 17 years on the deal. Let me do some words. Phone lines blowed up. Trying to get a handle on this Portland, Oregon protest and the fact that maybe also at the Lean on Dan with regards to measles outbreaks surged nationally by 448%. What's that?
Well, let's look at the population they're talking about.
What are they talking about?
Just illegals coming here without proper vaccination.
I didn't think we were letting the illegals in.
We did for the last 5 years nonstop.
Oh, so we're saying for the last 5 years of the nearly 8 to 9 million people that got
15.
in, and we haven't been able to get them obviously eradicated, they are not vaccinated, and that might be the measles gimmick.
I think so. I mean, sometimes these measles outbreaks are in the vaccinated, but usually they're in the unvaccinated. And most people that have had full vaccines, including my kids that were late and didn't get every single shot, they all got measles.
We'll do that next.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Same as yesterday, pretty much?
Yes.
Jim Lockwood Show. I'm not anti-vax. I'm anti-too much vax. And certain vax. So some vaccines are good. Some vaccines are bad. The flu and COVID vaccines are not great vaccines. They don't prevent illness.
There you go.
What's up? Carly, G Funky, Johnny Z Bradley, Self Gaming, Xerxes, Global's Divorce, Lawyer Grouper Lips, Lane Galasso, Dr. Johann Kraus, Jesus Christ, one. It's actually a great name. Cankles, Xerxes, Jefferson, Grumpy Old Man, Sicilian, Redneck, good morning, and Scissors, fuck you, TMA, Ziggy 30. What's up, Jesse? Glenn, you're right. Only on Thursdays. From Grom. Rush, too many. .com, please give me a call. Thank you, Tyler Guru. Good morning, TNA. Third Merchant. Steve the Mobile Man. Sorry to hear that about that. Hey, love, do you know how to get a hold of Duck God?
Huh?
Do you know how to get a hold of Duck God?
No. Some email the show. Maybe that would be the best way for us.
Email the show if you'd like to. Duck God.
Are you single? No. So you're in a relationship? Yes. Hold on. Hit that like. 100 away.
What, let me?
Oh, just talking to Chinatown. Make sure to hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Let's not get close like we were.
Yeah, 200 away. Let's go, guys. Let's get into let's make Dr. Dan leave this Saturday or Tuesday. Put a smile on.
Shield your home with storm-resistant siding from Morgan Exteriors. Take advantage of our special this month. Get 20% off your project plus free installation. Choose from high-performance vinyl or fiber cement siding, built to stand up to Florida's toughest storms, heat, and humidity. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today to lock in savings. Visit MorganExteriorsInc.com now. That's MorganExteriorsInc.com. Morgan Exteriors, protecting Florida homes for over 30 years.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Don't forget I got a OF, an is only Fizzans. OF, a Lonely Tans. I got one of those, I've had one for a while and it was doing really well, and then basically kind of ran out of content.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got down to what, one person?
We got down to one person. It was making $7.99 a month. And I just let it go. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start, then this guy named Jeremy reached out and like, listen, my wife's name's Candy. And, you should maybe get Bubba Army wives or women that enjoy your show. And try to get them that, there's probably a lot more of those. God love me. Have you seen Brandy Love? Remember we had her. Remember we had her in there?
Yes, we did.
My God, I was on X yesterday. I was watching something of her.
Oh, you were watching?
That's when I reached out to you and Gary. Cantrell and be like, hey, it looks like X pretty much lets every. I mean, like it was her doing a full blown penetration, make love, have sex, yippee-yo scene, and then promoting her schmonly schmans.
Yeah, it looks like X knows how to do it. They kind of put you in your own lane.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that I could maybe, per you and Gary's approval, maybe promote our schmonly schmans on our X full blown. Like I could you take, I could actually talk about the 9 MILFs that we have by screen name on X. To me, it looks like X is wide open. I mean, I was watching Brandy Love write out an African American gentleman like she was, like she was Lance Armstrong.
There's a catch-22. We can talk about it.
Oh,
after.
Can you get in trouble over there too?
No, not in trouble. It just hurts one thing, helps the other.
Oh. Okay.
So
I don't want to hurt. I mean, if what I'm hurting is more valuable than what I'm helping, does it hurt? Does it hurt something that I need not hurted?
Well, it just goes with the algorithm and then puts certain things like the show into a whole different category.
Yeah, but we don't really rely on X that much, do we? I mean, like our
It'll do that on all the platforms, though, won't it?
No.
No, I think it'll just
no,
put
it's just like with promoting, like for the live show, right now, instead of putting out there whatever we put out there clip wise, it will get put in its own category compared to wide stream, like wide base.
Yeah, we're talking. We'll have to talk about it some other time.
Exactly.
Portland's weirdest forms of protest made its return today. The naked bike ride is usually a call.
If Brian the babyface had a nerd younger brother. Seth, can you see the resemblance where if Brian had a really nerd young and not nearly as schmarmy and sharp-tongued as Brian, it could be this guy maybe?
I can. I think Brian is much more handsome than this gentleman here.
Brian is, but this would be his his nerdier, not as cool brother.
Call for climate action and safer roads.
That Brian could actually beat up, like Brian would beat this guy up. That's what Brian needs, is somebody that he can beat up.
But today, cyclists ended their route at the ICE building to protest the Trump administration's call to send military troops to Portland. Fox 12's McKenna Marks spoke to some cyclists and tells us what inspired them to get involved.
I kind of forget I'm naked. I'm just hanging out.
Boy, I got to tell you, if I was in public and in any way, shape, or form you nude, with my man boobs hanging down and my testicles, hanging down off my seat and my little wiener, as you're riding your bike and you're moving your legs up and down, maybe Dan's probably the only one that's got a wiener that could, maybe he could flip over the seat a little bit. I think all of our little wieners, the Lummy would be kind of like elevator button in itself.
Just sitting on the seat.
Hundreds of Portlanders gathered outside the convention center Sunday afternoon for the Emergency World Naked Bike Ride. The Naked Bike Ride is one of the Rose City's weirdest traditions and usually advocates for climate action and safer streets. But this time, the Naked Bike Ride took the form of a protest. We're here because we strongly believe that we do not need federal troops in Portland.
Look at this.
I do not want to see that person naked.
I mean,
please don't.
Just look.
Please keep your clothes on.
At the humanity of Portland, Oregon. I'm assuming she's naked, and she's got a like a cat lady mask on with like a superwoman insignia.
She couldn't be the 10th MILF?
No.
Oh, man.
If she's the 10th MILF, Seth, it's time to shut the page down. We're going back down to being, shut down if this is the 10th MILF.
Need federal troops in Portland. Some participants showed up in costumes, while others showed up in nothing at all. But regardless of what you were wearing, participants...
No, I got to think that, if you are out there with your iPhone and you're videotaping the nude people, I got to think that you're not violating anything at all because they're in public, right? I don't think that you could get in trouble for using that even on your social media because they're in public. They're presenting themselves to you. If you're just on the city sidewalk, unless it would be a kid, in that case, they should arrest the parents who would allow the kid to be that way. So, so at that point, you're probably protected as well. And if I saw a kid naked, I'd immediately turn off my phone and try to find a cop and be like, listen, one, I think this might be like a 14 or 15-year-old. And two, you probably need to find its parents because they're the ones that need to be arrested, presenting a child and putting a child through this. So
Was there a kid there?
No,
that redhead superwoman looked like she was maybe 17, 18. She looked young.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I know, Seth, I didn't see any kids. I was just, make-believing if I was out there taping and all of a sudden a kid rolls up, one, I'd stop taping, but two, I'd go get the cops immediately, and those parents should be arrested. But I think actually the weirdos, even the whack jobs of Portland, Oregon, know to keep your kids out of the naked bike ride. I think that even though they're mostly, not playing with a full deck, that it's a no-brainer to not include your child. I don't even think you should include your child to even bring your fully clothed child to the event. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's even cool to expose your 10, 11, 12-year-old to some 66-year-old grandpa with hanging balls off of his banana seat. I don't think your kid needs to be seeing that either. I think it's a double-edged sword. One, keep your kid out of the protest nude, and two, your kid shouldn't be able to even see the protest.
It was a welcoming and accepting atmosphere.
It is electric, so fun.
See, again, it just the people that are participating in this particular protest. Just the like, you don't see people that look like us. Or just any of our listeners that are like, John Kostika or Big Red or Creatine Travis that looks like a normal guy. I mean, this person here even looks like a whack job.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Well, the blue hair doesn't help.
It is electric, so fun. It's so Portland, just keeping everything weird.
After leaving the convention center, cyclists briefly stopped to stage a die-in on Burnside Bridge. Minutes later, participants ended their route at the ICE facility.
Isn't there rules against public nudity?
Not in Portland. You're allowed to as long as it's not in a sexual way.
So you can ride your bike naked. There's people walking around naked in neighborhoods in Portland, and people have fights about it because they have this right to be naked.
But I also have the right for my child not to see that. If I live in your neighborhood, Dan, and I'm not saying this, but let's say you and I live in a neighborhood in Portland, and we're Bubba and Dan, normal.
Right.
And I don't want little Danny seeing Grandpa walk up and down, walk his dog by my house or your house with his balls hanging out. I don't want to see that.
I mean, just imagine me, walking to get my paper in the morning if they still had papers.
With your big dong.
With walking outside naked,
You forgot to put your big dong in there.
Right. It's gross.
With
it's
what?
not appropriate.
Your big dong.
You're not even picking up the softball I'm throwing.
I'm not trying to say big dong. I was purposely.
I'm sorry.
In Portland. Well, this year's naked bike ride drew in a crowd of beginners.
No, I've never done it before, but I'm very.
But I'm going to be honest, just like Dan said, I question. Now, I'm sure that a Fox 12 certainly not going to put a kid, but this redheaded girl here, she's 19, not on maybe. She's not on the long side of 18. She's on the short side of it. I mean, she's not 30.
No,
she might be 20.
Right, and she probably rides the short bus too. But God bless her for having fun.
Excited to be here. It's actually my first Portland protest too.
Seasoned naked bike riders tell me this year's ride meant something extra special.
This has more.
Now, is there any other place in the country that has hey, go ahead and be nude, be free? I don't know that. I think if you did this anywhere else, you do this downtown Tampa, Lummy, they're gonna. Jane Castor and Tampa PD or Chad Chronister, they're going to lock you up.
Yeah.
Facts. We're doing it for something bigger than just freedom of expression.
Oh, yeah? What are you doing it for?
We're doing it for human rights.
And in true Portland fashion, they
got the National Guard, but they got the cameras out. See?
Protesters didn't let the cold and rainy weather dampen their spirits.
So we're all here for something that's meaningful. Made the cold and made the rain so much worth it.
McKenna Marks, Fox 12 Oregon.
All right, thanks, McKenna. Meantime, all eyes.
Yeah, I thought I had another one, Lummy, but I must have.
Might have accidentally closed it out.
Yeah. What? Maybe
Can,
what?
can I mention something about yesterday?
Well, yeah.
I just wanted to say that, yesterday was a really significant day, and I think people don't appreciate the fact that the Jews have been fighting for their existence for 3,000 years. The Christians have been fighting for their existence for 2,000 years. And the Muslims have been fighting for their existence for like 1,000 years. These three major religions in the world have been fighting for their existence for thousands of years. And having some peace where all three religions come together is amazing. And I really hope that this peace in the Middle East, which seems to be extending beyond just the Gaza Strip and into the surrounding countries, I hope this really takes hold. And I think that we are maybe even underappreciating the importance of not only Trump, but all the leaders in that area at this time being willing to work together. I think it was really a noble, historic, memorable, and triumphant moment
I think
for the world.
I think how significant it is and was really well documented by not Trump, because of course Trump's gonna be like, I'm the best. Just want to let you know, I've already solved 8 wars, and I'm just in this. This is very good, and Bibi, you're a rock star, tough to negotiate. But I think the leaders of Israel, from the prime minister to Netanyahu, to Bibi Netanyahu, to that other dude that looked like a dark match, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think them being as appreciative and really setting Trump aside, and I think there was actually a quote from one of them is he's the greatest American president ever with regards to its relationship with Israel. So, I think you can like Donald Trump, you can hate him, you can be a Democrat, you can be a Republican, but when the host country that, that is having this conference and this press conference and was attacked when they put over the person that put the deal together, then I think it solidifies. And I mean, they were really excited about this deal. They're very excited about this deal. I think, in fact, me and Larry Plummer were talking. Larry's visiting from Warsaw, and him and I, by the way, travel. Larry, we're traveling not on the same planes, but we virtually about the same time tomorrow back to Warsaw.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of people were like, "Well," but I saw some people saying, "Bubba's being a lazy ass. He's just afraid that Seth and Lummy and Babyface can do a better job without him." Listen, our template works better when I leave. If I'm to take vacation time, Seth steps in, hosts it, brings in Brian. Seth's a great host, but right now Seth's situation has changed. And Seth, I didn't think, and I would have asked you to do it, but I just think technically and engineering wise, it would be that much harder to host from not in the studio. Virtually impossible. That, I think hosting almost needs to be from where I sit. And I know that it just put that much more pressure on you having to be the host of 3 additional shows. And let me, it gives you guys additional time off. Paid. It gives you guys additional paid time off, which I think you guys appreciate. And this actually aligns pretty well with what Seth is going through right now. Where Seth, if you had 3 days off of here, you're going to get caught up on your rest. You're going to get caught up on some stuff, and you hosting is just that much more taxing and even harder from being abroad. So that's why, listen, normally when I would take some time off, I would ask Seth to host, and he does. I mean, we've done that a lot, and the shows are great, and I'm not so insecure that I have to okay, when I'm not on the air, nobody else can be. I would prefer for Seth to be here and host a Lummy, Brian, Gene deal. It would be a great show. It just happens to be right now that the planets don't align for that to happen. And I think the planets do align for my guys to get a little bit of a rest for the long haul. of the for the final fourth quarter as we get ready for Barb. So Seth, I wanted to make sure to let the haters know that I'm not intimidated by and a lot of people think the show's better when Seth hosts. And listen, believe me, Seth, I'd love to take a step back and let Seth take over. And Seth, if you ever feel the necessary need to do that, let me know.
No.
Hey, you could be. Hey, Sponjo, what? Won't you take next Thursday and Friday off? Let me have the show. Oh, no problem, buddy. No problem.
It's like the backup quarterback telling the starter to get out of here and let him handle it. Like that's just not. It's your show. Like,
but hold on. Let me give you an indication. Jordan Love took 2 games off last year, and that Malik Willis came in and whipped ass. Remember, 2-0.
Yeah, you were very high on him. Yes.
But
you wanted him to be the starter.
I wasn't very high on him. I was very high on what he did, and he went as a backup starter. If your quarterback gets nicked and you can come in and win both games that you start, then you've paid for yourself and what they expect of you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Usually it's it's the backup starter. We're automatically have our hands tied. So listen, had Seth not been starting this new situation, and and he was still coming into the studio, I would have had him host a best of. I'm not intimidated by when I'm not here and I'm Johnny Control Freak and Seth. I don't want anybody hosting the show. I would prefer us to have a live show, but I really also think Seth could use these couple days off to kind of recharge his batteries, and it couldn't happen at a better time. So I'm giving.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm giving my guys off, and for all the haters out there, you can suck my D.
We $76, $20.
Literally suck it. The data from the CDC shows dramatic spikes across all recorded age demographics with regards to the 448% spike in measles. There. 252% increased spike with kids under 5, almost a 600 increase spike from kids 5 to 19, and almost a 575% increase from adults over 20. And so you're saying, Dan, this is a direct correlation probably to the mass amount of people we allowed in our country for the last 4 or so years. That I think when you're jumping over a fence, they're not asking for your vaccination report. And when you're smuggling your family into America through a porous opening somewhere near Brownsville, Texas, I don't think that there's they're checking your vaccination transcripts. And so, Dan, that's probably, like you said, that's probably why we're having this increase.
I think that has a lot to do with it, and it's not even being mentioned about what percentage of those are vaxxed or unvaxxed, and then they're not talking about what percentage of those are citizens versus illegal aliens. So it's they love to just distort the numbers, and wow, 1,500 people had measles. Oh, a couple of red dots in their face. Big effing deal.
Well, there's no
let's
specific...
all just throw away science and life because 1,500 people had red dots in their face.
Measles. Well, there's no specific treatment for measles. There is a measles vaccine that is combined with mumps and rubella. A dose of the MMR vaccine is 93% effective against measles, and 2 doses are 97% of. Now, what are measles? Are they literally just like chicken pox, kinda?
Yeah, it's red dots, but they don't erupt to the sore part, so they don't cause scarring. They go away. You just get a bunch of red dots on you. It's not that big of a disease. Most people
they're
run through it
They're highly
quickly.
contagious, though, are they
Yeah,
not?
so is the flu.
If you want to deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to do a show Friday if you wanted, Bubba.
You need a host. And I can't throw it out there to the network.
No. Let me host.
What? No. Let's just take a vacation.
Crafty 03 is 66 months. Thank you, Crafty. What's up, Trey?
Good morning, guys.
What's up, Nick Karate?
Good morning, Bubba. How are you?
Look.
Breaking news, Venezuelan FA minus 16 fighter jet. Confrontation took place over the Caribbean Sea. The USS Harry S. Truman carrier group was on a routine patrol when radar detected multiple Venezuelan F-16s
This is true, Lummy?
toward the fleet less than 50 kilometers away.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so, no.
The New York Times, The Atlantic, The Washington Post, CNN, The Guardian, and others have all refused to sign on. Well, there's just a
March.
Largest sample of any study I've heard you reference in quite some time. I mean, didn't they do the vaccination study like 8 months? And you're talking 8.4 million? That's the sample size, seriously? Yeah, 8.4 million. And
Damn it.
with blind in the sense that they're
Review.
It's just two groups.
It's a simple study. Simple instrumental study.
Right,
It's
so
enough to say,
so-
it's enough to say that there may be a problem. Houston, we may have a problem.
Right. I agree with what you were saying about yesterday. When I was watching that on television, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Did you hear LCC put Trump over?
Who did?
LCC, the
Who
Egyptian
did?
president.
Oh,
said
yeah.
His Excellency is the greatest. You know, it was unbelievable.
Thanks, Jesse. I will. Maybe CC can be my ghostwriter. Matt Hat, probably ivermectin, 25 milligrams a day, and mebendazole 250 twice a day.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo studios. Aquabedo.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Jay Diaco has joined us. We'll do about 30 minutes with him and his brother. He's the only one that can control Dan.
Barely.
Jay goes, really? That's news to me. This is a little bit, Dan, I think what you were maybe somewhat talking about yesterday with how big of a day that really was with regards to everybody coming together for a peace deal.
Now we are following all of your international headlines because after years of conflict, there has been a major turning point in the Middle East. The remaining Israeli hostages are back home and fighting. And
what's they call that the West Wall? Is that the wall that separates Israel from the Gaza Strip? I'm assuming.
No, that's closer to the West Bank. The Gaza Strip is on the coast, and Jerusalem is a little bit more central. It's a little bit more inland, and this is part of Jerusalem. It's like the Western Wall of Jerusalem.
All right. So this is Jerusalem.
Are you talking about like the Wailing Wall, Bubba?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's right. The West. It says it calls it the Western Wall Cam.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay,
yeah, it's the Wailing Wall.
The Wailing Wall.
Gaza has stopped. Right now, we're showing you a live look.
Now, is this wall have a religious significance
to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like where Jesus used to play racquetball or something?
Wasn't it one of the
Handball.
original? Wasn't one of the original temples?
Or the remains of one of the original?
What's the last standing of when
they left the wall?
Yeah.
Over at the Western Wall. It all comes after a peace deal was brokered in part by President Trump. Families and
to me, it looks like a little bit of a food court. Like they got some umbrellas over there and stuff.
Well, you get tired, praying against the wall.
Israel
you hit it right on the head.
What is it?
It is the last remaining remnant of the second temple complex destroyed by the Romans in 70 CE. Considered the holiest site in Judaism
with loved ones after more
as a popular place for praying and pilgrimage.
So this is the holiest place.
Yep.
Don't they have? What about like the manger and all that kind of stuff where Jesus was?
That's important, Bethlehem and stuff.
I know, but in Bethlehem, do they have the manger?
Yeah, they kind of built over it for a while there, since you got to think they didn't think Jesus was who he was.
So they built over. They're like, oh my God, this guy was a little more important than we thought he was. At least we think that. And the Jews are like, no, just build over it. He was nothing.
Yeah.
Showing you a live look over at the Western Wall. It all comes after a peace deal was brokered in part by.
Are you supposed to go touch that wall and give you good luck or something?
You're supposed to pray at it.
Yeah.
President Trump. Families in Israel were reunited with loved ones.
This is really good. I watched this earlier this morning. This is really good footage of. Just think about not seeing your loved one for 2 years. And just the emotions that would overcome, and you're just. I mean, there were hundreds that got killed, if not thousands. Were there not?
The thousands, yeah.
Yeah, there were thousands that didn't make it. So, your loved one got released back into back to their country, and they're alive. Oh man.
Reunited with loved ones after more than 2 years in Hamas captivity, showing you live looks at those reunions. It's a moment marking the first real step towards peace since the war began. The deal also calls for humanitarian aid to flow into Gaza.
She's going crazy. Look.
Gaza and the release of nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners who were greeted by crowds of supporters in the West Bank.
This is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope.
Well, as part of the agreement, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners were released, and humanitarian aid is now heading into Gaza. The Israeli military says 4 deceased hostages are also being returned home.
Now, that's what Palestine looks like right now. Am I right?
It's nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's raised to nothing.
I know. What I'm saying is
there's nothing to go to.
This is the Gaza Strip, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So if moving forward, we're all on the same page, and I'm just asking this in question form, and I was actually talking to my buddy Larry Plummer yesterday as to moving forward. How do you fix this? And I had my own opinion. So obviously there are a large percentage of Palestinians that were not Hamas, that did not want this. There's good Palestinians that just want to be good neighbors to Israel, and they got pretty much their entire country reduced to rubble. And so now comes the time where you have to. You got to rebuild. These tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Palestinians need to. You can't live like this.
And that's what Trump has done. He's gotten 30 countries from around the world, including Muslim, Arab, Christian, European, France, Canada, to all come in and pay for it. And what he says in kind of a joking way is that the Arab countries, you got a lot of money, it's not going to be a lot for you. So he's got them all to commit to this, which is really first in our lifetime.
So what I was suggesting was everybody, like you said, Jay, comes together, but you first offer Palestinian-born Palestinians opportunities to at government funded very low interest rates, if not grants, to come in and rebuild either a home or a business or things like that. So it's all new. It's owned by the Palestinians, and then you have Fortune 500 companies come in. Like they're going to need a banking infrastructure. They're going to need, they need everything. When your country is this, you need everything from car dealerships to a bank to a grocery store. You need everything.
Schools, mosques, churches, roads, water.
Problem is, Bubba, is they've been like kind of a welfare community for decades now. There's not a lot of industry. There's not a lot of education. There's not a lot of skills.
We can change that.
But it's not going to happen overnight with a loan.
No.
It's going to take education and training. It's going to take years.
I understand. This is every step starts with every journey starts with the first step. And you make it, you reward you first ensure the Palestinians, people that were born and raised and are true Palestinians and did not participate in Hamas, you reward them with ownership of this infrastructure. And you come in then with, major corporations like Chase Bank and Google, and you say, listen, America or Saudi Arabia, whatever country comes in and starts a business, you have to have 50% Palestinian ownership. Meaning you have to offer 50% of your business to a Palestinian, to a Palestinian, and that gives them the sense of worth and the sense of owning something and the sense of that our country isn't just. And they will protect their country, I think, even more so when they have ownership in it. And I think now is, the signing the treaty, we're all going to get along, we're going to stop the bombing. That's the easy part. I think this is the complicated part, to incorporate good Palestinians into re-owning and reclaiming their country. And what I think is the wrong thing to do would be to make this, big corporations and stuff like outside money comes in and it's not Palestinian incentivized. It's not Palestinian owned. No, it's just it's whatever company's got the most money to build the biggest, sky-rise for the. For residential and the, biggest, parking garage for the bank next door. I just think that this is, you're at a point now where you really got to have good government to ensure that the rebuilding of Palestine is done very pro-Palestine and to reward the Palestinians that did not participate in, in this horrific situation.
Well, you can only hope that this reconstruction goes better than Haiti's reconstruction went under the Clinton administration, when they got tens of millions of dollars, if not close to $1 billion, and they squandered it, and it all went to people's pockets. And
the problem
got built.
You have with Haiti is you have your sister country that borders you is the Dominican Republic, and they're not much better as far as having their act together.
They're night and day, dude. Have you ever been? I've been there.
I know,
Night
but there's
and
also
day.
very, very, very shady parts of Dominican Republic.
And not in the Middle East?
No, but what I'm saying is Israel is your partner here. That's your neighbor. And you have all of the Middle East that are supposedly participating in this peace agreement. So I think that, comparing this to Haiti is like comparing apples to oranges in the fact that I think that there's far more responsible neighbors.
Better oversight?
Yes, better.
I think
you got way more responsible countries and leaders and oversight than what Haiti had. I mean, not a lot of people really, not a lot of countries, because strategically of where Haiti is, not a lot of people really cared about Haiti. To be honest, I mean, if we're going to be dead honest, that's a lot of people care about this. There's a lot of really influential countries that want, this to be the best it can be.
Now, but that never existed before. It was always left to the U.S. and to Israel to try to make this work. And now you're going to have the bordering countries, which is why it was so important that Egypt was involved and the UAE and Qatar. One of the things that changed the dynamics here is when Israel launched bombs into Qatar after Trump had just gone to the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. And he had embraced the Qataris as our friends in the Middle East and was really complimentary of them. They bought a bunch of our military equipment. They've committed to being, allies of the U.S., and then all of a sudden, Israel lobbed some bombs in there. And if you remember, that's when people started getting criticized for, criticizing Netanyahu for maybe going a little too hard in the paint. But that changed it because Trump brought Netanyahu into the White House and he made him call the Qatari president and apologize in front of the media. And that was a major part of it because Qatar and Egypt are on the borders of this country, and now they're in to make sure the money doesn't just go to Hamas like it did for the last 15 years.
That's right.
We've tried this before.
Right. So I'm saying we've tried it before and we screwed it up because we still let stinky ass Hamas get in there. Yep. Because there wasn't enough powerful countries, Qatar, Egypt, so forth and so on, that were in on the gig, so to speak. Now you got 9-10 countries that are in on the gig, and you can actually make and reward good Palestinians with ownership of their country.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I sent you a website, their website or their documents. I guess they have this big plan. It kind of shows you, but it's a long plan. I'm trying to find video on it, but that's what they want it to look like.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, this is They want it to be the new French Riviera of the Middle East.
Yeah. But a huge shipping.
Well, it's on the water.
Yeah,
it's some of the most
ports.
valuable land in the Middle East.
Here's the other problem, Bubba, is that who's not Hamas? Because so much of the Palestinian area, Hamas is a kind of a blurred line.
I think Hamas.
What do you think about this, Seth? This is more important to you, I think, because.
Well, let me just first answer the question and then send it over to Seth. I think Hamas is completely disbanded. And I mean, there might be some stragglers here and there, but I think Hamas was so freaked out. One of the things that Israel did so well is that their intelligence, Israel has some of the best military intelligence. And anytime they would announce a new leader of Hamas, their leg would get blown off with a beeper, or like their entire house with their family would get bombed. So I think that Israel really, through its military and intelligence division, was able to. Nobody wants to be the leader of Hamas because Israel quickly killed the leader. You'd be the leader of when they went through like 7 leaders in like 10 days because Israel did a really good job of killing each leader. So I think Hamas is so fragmented and disbanded that I think Hamas is a non-factor. But Seth, I'd like to get your opinion on that.
No, I think part of the agreement was that Hamas was going to step away from whatever political reign that they had, over that area. So I think we talked about what is it, like the Palestinian Authority, or that some sort of group, or maybe they were going to get, a bunch of leaders from other countries to try to look over it. But I don't. Hamas is. I think Hamas is long gone now. After this 20-point plan is, fully in effect and paid off.
I think so too. I think Hamas is a non-factor at this point.
You'll never hear the word you'll never hear a new group of people calling themselves Hamas anymore.
No, you will
Just
not.
like you don't hear about the Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO. But what did all those kids of the PLO people do? They became Hamas.
Right, but I'm saying is, they'll maybe in 5-10 years they'll be able to organize some outsiders to form something new. But I think that there's more of an oversight committee that has been put in place, and it's not just Israel and America. It's 8 or 9 other presidents and militaries of other countries in the surrounding region that are kind of know the game. Okay, we're going to get a pop-up sleeper cell here,
Bingo.
and we now have a group of a federal.
They're called the Board of Peace. It's going to be all these surrounding countries, and what you're saying is 100% right. The Muslims and the Arabs used to turn a blind eye to it and allow the terrorists to exist,
fund them,
and they're no longer. That's where the big difference is. What Seth just said, and it's called the Board of Peace, and Trump is going to be part of it, and they're going to have very important heads of states from all these surrounding countries. So I'll be quiet, but what you're saying is the exact reason why this one has a chance to work, because like Seth said, Hamas has agreed to disarm, and now we've got the surrounding countries to monitor and to police. So it's a really interesting time, because as Danny introed with, this is the first time in my lifetime that I can ever remember Christians, Arabs, Muslims, non-denominational, secular countries all coming together. I mean, Indonesia was there. It's the most amazing group of countries that's ever existed to try to ensure peace. It's amazing.
So coming up in our next half hour on Friends at 5, we're going to be sitting down with a USC political science professor to break down the very latest from overseas and what we're learning so far about this peace deal.
And then finally, I don't know what this is. Oh, I don't necessarily agree with this. I'm actually running late, but the White House now is making various networks sign some type of deal, some type of contract, or some type of waiver in order for you to be able to cover the Pentagon. It looks like the Washington Post, the New York Times, CNN, the Atlantic, and the Guardian have all refused to sign this document that if you're going to come to the penthouse and do the Pentagon, if you're going to come to the Pentagon and do, journalistic stories, that you have to sign this agreement that you won't. I really think that Trump has gotten on a little bit of a slippery slope on our First Amendment. I mean,
unless you went to IBM and they made you sign an NDA, so when you saw their new supercomputer, you didn't talk about it. I think it's not much more than that.
IBM doesn't have a constitution, my friend. IBM isn't owned by the people. IBM isn't a government that we have to listen to. I mean, this is fundamentally against. I mean, the freedom of press, and that's the freedom of press, and to criticize the king was fundamentally what the First Amendment was founded upon.
They're not saying that. No one's saying you can't criticize the government. They're saying if you come across something accidentally that's top secret, don't leak it.
They don't want you to gather unclassified reports and then go and publish it.
Mm-hmm.
The press is fighting back. The New York Times, The Atlantic, The Washington Post, CNN, The Guardian, and others have all refused to sign on to Pete Hegseth's new rules on reporting from the Pentagon. The Department of Defense has been demanding that any press that wants access to the Pentagon or other Department of Defense facilities must sign a pledge that they will not run any stories without the approval of the Trump regime.
Well, that to me, guys, you cannot publish a story. They didn't say any secret documents or any inside intel. They just said you cannot publish a story until it's been pre-approved by the Trump regime. To me, that's not what we're supposed to, how we're supposed to be acting.
Lummy, you're shaking your head. Is that a mischaracterization, or are you shaking your head because it's bad?
Oh, it's bad.
Okay.
If it's true, it's bad.
I mean,
even if the stories
hold on. Let's just
stories without the approval of the Trump regime, even if the stories have nothing to do with anything that is classified. You could.
That's bad.
See here posts from the various publications who have rejected Hegseth, and Hegseth replying to them with a hand-waving emoji, evidently telling them, say goodbye to your access. But what good is access anyway if you're only allowed to write what the government wants you to write? That doesn't make you the media, that makes you a propagandist for the regime. As far as I can tell, only MAGA propaganda network OAN has signed it thus far. For someone who speaks endlessly about needing a warrior ethos, he sure is afraid of the press simply asking questions. Perhaps the press can find out more if they simply wait to be added into a private signal chat. We're going to keep following the news, so remember to follow along and listen to the Midas Touch podcast for more. Well,
Again, Bubba, they're mischaracterizing it.
Then,
it says they can't.
Hold on, Dan. Let me go into words. I'm running late.
Okay.
Find me the article where they're mischaracterizing it, and we'll come back with that.
Okay.
You good?
Sure.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Ready to go off without knowing yet. Because I say this is information must be approved for public release by an appropriately authorized official before it is released, even if it is unclassified.
Let me send me the article that Dan's referencing.
I'm asking him for.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm referencing an article in The Guardian, and I will try to find the original policy.
The Guardian refused to sign it.
And they're talking about like it's only.
Just, I find, all I like to do is
What's your
find
article, Dr. Dan?
Huh?
Can you send me your article?
Whoever Dan recites, I need a copy of.
Exactly. Pinpoint citation is what
I
we call that.
need what he's going to fucking talk about. Because Dan could be wrong. That's what Jay says.
I just hate when something like this happens and you can't actually find the regulation. It's just a bunch of stories of people interpreting the regulation. It should be easy to find on Google.
Well, I sent you Dr. Dan's article.
Okay. Reggie Roundtree just texted me. That's a bunch of bullshit, freedom of the press. I wouldn't sign that shit.
Nope.
That's what Reggie Round motherfucking Tree said. And I think he's MAGA.
Listen, I'm with you. When this administration does First Amendment shit, I'm calling it out. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
None of it.
I
didn't
fucking
like
hate it.
during the last Republican administration when Nipplegate happened and you got fucked, and I don't like it now.
And here's the deal. When fucking this Jimmy Kimmel shit happened, Carr stuck his fucking nose in there.
He did.
He did, and he tried to fucking and thank God Disney, ABC, fucking said, listen, we can't. And somebody fucking got a hold of Carr and told him to back the fuck down. But Trump, this is what Trump's on. Trump just did something, one of the most amazing fucking things a president's done in a long time with what he did yesterday, and then he fucking backs it up with some fucking Hitler type shit like this.
Well, this was September 19th. This is the media just recycling it, but instead of highlighting the good things today. I mean, the policy came out in September.
Even Joe Rogan, I got an article. He's a Trump supporter. That anytime that Trump goes to the UFC, he gives Joe. I mean, they're very friendly. They're very friendly. And he's mad right now at Trump going too far on deportation. He's like, what if you got? I'm going to play it next, Jay. Joe Rogan's like, what if you got a guy that's been in here for 20 years, he's paid his taxes, he's never been in trouble, ever. He's been he's been living in the U.S. for 20 years, he's got a family, he pays his taxes, he's got a job. and right now they ship you back. You're done. We have to have some sort of heart or some sort of, like the guy that fucking got over here last year from climbing a wall, and that's one thing. But actually, Rogan talks about. I'm going to play the Rogan clip.
Okay. Yeah, but what is that guy trying to become a citizen?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I think we need to have a little.
I know the tree guy Pascal. He was here for 10 years, and he finally got his citizenship last year.
Now, there's people that have been trying for a decade or more, and I think, like he's saying, that should be, considered differently than people that have never applied.
Right, and has worked under the table. People that
Well, like you're saying on the First Amendment thing, if we're going to be intellectually honest, we don't want either administration to be censoring it.
No.
Because then what happens when there's a new Pentagon with a different administration, and we want to know what's going on.
And let's also be intellectually honest. If Joe had come down with this shit.
Tampa Bay's trusted source for lawnmowers, landscape equipment, lifts, loaders, service, and repairs. I'm talking about Les of Tampa Bay. 3 convenient locations, Bradenton, Clearwater, and Wesley Chapel. They're much more than your lawnmower and outdoor power equipment shop. They strive to provide quality products and top service at the best prices. What sets Les apart from the competition? Their relationship with you. Also, the exclusive home dealer of Skag. Whether you need parts and service or you need a brand new unit, Les of Tampa Bay will take care of you. More information, Les, L-E-S-S, lestampabay.com.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
A quick Clem Kush today, if Kush is available.
Yes.
Quick. Clem Kush about 11:15. We'll be live. Dan, if your body or your facial expression is any indication as to the article you're going to reference with regards to the Pentagon now requiring these news outlets to have to sign a document stating that anything they release has to be screened by them, not, and again, how it was reported and I read it could be potentially wrong. You referred to it was only involving classified information. It's my understanding that it was anything that they wrote about the agency needed to be cleared. Then you started to potentially cite a news article. So I have the news article in front of me right now. U.S. news outlet. U.S. News. Well,
the one. Could you send you the other one in your messenger?
The other one is available too now?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
And the other one's even more up to date. It was dated October 7th.
The Hill?
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go ahead and stick with
go straight to the Hill article.
All right, so headlines read: Pentagon relaxes press restrictions after outcry. Go ahead and tell it. I mean, I'm sure you've read it. You can probably give us the overall gist of it before I awkwardly have to read through it.
It says the latest press policy released Monday clarifies that members are not required to submit their writings before publication. It does, however, note that the U.S. military personnel may face adverse consequences for the unauthorized disclosures, and that reporters who solicit them to leak non-public information could be seen as a security threat. So what it's saying is that you guys have access. We're not going to micromanage you, but if you report on things that are not public knowledge, top secret stuff, you're going to get in trouble. And I don't think that's unreasonable.
Jay, do you have an opinion about this?
It sounds like they modified it in the wake of public outcry.
Right. In fact,
it sounds like
in fact, the article actually, Jay, says Pentagon relaxes press restrictions after outcry. So it sounds like potentially it was a lot more what we were talking about.
Yes.
And then people absolutely flipped out, and somebody got to the president and say, "Listen, Prez, we cannot." I mean, we're
including
looking,
Fox News and everyone else. This says we're not going to sign it.
Yeah. So, I think, first of all, Dan, I don't know that the press should be privy to top secret stuff.
Right. I agree.
So, like, anything they report would be something that they got from their public information director or from whoever I bet you the penthouse, the
penthouse of the Pentagon must be going off.
Yeah, I bet the Pentagon has one of has a spokesperson, much like the White House spokesperson. Like they have their own press secretary that briefs the media, and so if it comes from their mouth, then that's okay. You can report on it, or it comes from any other official's mouth. But as far as having top secret clearance, that in itself would be, I think, what would that be? Treason, espionage? Like, I mean,
there's a bunch of rules it could be, Bubba. And if they say, listen, you guys can hang out at the Pentagon, just don't go into room 404. Well, don't go into room 404. The Pentagon, I think, has the right to have some stuff that's secretive to help, put them at an advantage against their adversaries. And so for an investigative reporter to come in there and say, oh, I hear there's this new invisible plane. I need to see it.
I think that guy doesn't have to worry about. I don't think he has to worry about Wonder Woman's invisible plane. I think he has to worry about. I think there's far worse laws that a journalist would be facing if he would release top secret documents as a journalistic piece, like treason and espionage, more so than you have to run your articles by them, so to speak. So I would say let the press police themselves and only report on information we give them. If they start digging and unearthing something that would be potentially, not good for our country, and that information could be damning for our country, they face more than just some little breaking of the rule from within the Pentagon. They face really, really big boy scary charges like treason,
right,
and those type of things.
But the problem is twofold to this problem with that. If you try to enforce it on the backside, number one is it's selective enforcement. Not everyone gets the same penalty for the same crime. And the second problem is now the information's already out, so your secrets are already divulged. So they're trying to get in front of it and say, listen, guys, don't release secrets. We'll give you access to the penthouse, I'm now saying the penthouse, to the Pentagon, but don't take advantage of it. Don't release our secrets, and soldiers don't give the press our secrets. It goes both sides.
An earlier draft, both sides. An earlier draft of the rules, much like what Jay said. This is kind of maybe a rollback from an overreaction. Released last month, received widespread pushback from news outlets and press groups. It appeared to require that the Department information, even if it's unclassified, be approved by the Pentagon officials before it was published, or reporters risked losing their credentials. Now, that's about as Gestapo as you could potentially get.
Which is unacceptable. And, I can agree with what Danny's saying in principle and still think this rule is absolutely wrong. And so should Pentagon reporters be held to a higher standard of what they talk about and don't talk about when you have access to things that may be confidential or at least be, something you don't want to disclose? Sure. Now, should they be prohibited from publishing relevant information that relates to our national security without divulging secrets? Of course they should be able to. Should military people be prohibited from and prosecuted for leaking? That's the one. Yes, 100%.
And no one said anything otherwise.
I know that, but that's all you're highlighting is saying that, leakers should be punished, yes, and that Pentagon reporters should be held to a higher standard, which is true, but they should never be censored. They should never have to ask someone at the Department of Defense, can I publish this?
They should publish anything they want, knowing that if you've gone too far, you know, as a journalist, just like, you know what? I don't have anybody right now that, you know, listens to the show. It's on a 30-second delay, and then they let it go over the airwaves. I have to responsibly push the envelope and know how far I can go. And if I've gone too far, you know, then that's on me. I'm the one that leaked the content that could be objectionable or obscene and get us in trouble with our terrestrial radio stations via the FCC or our streaming platforms. And they have all the listen. There's some incidences where it's the FCC will allow it, but our streaming platforms would have a problem with it. You know, much like Dan's position on COVID. The you know, our 7 or 6 or 7 affiliates didn't have a problem with Dan's ivermectin, you know, zinc, deoxycycline, Z-Pak. The FCC didn't have a problem with that at all. But Google and Twitch and Meta, they all, you know, where you can say the F word, and you know, so it's amazing how these various platforms pick and choose what they allow. And, you know, it's at the end of the day, they let you do anything you want. Now,
consequences.
Whether you've done it's your own ability to be able to know what is allowed and to push the envelope, and that's what it should be with as far as the press covering the Pentagon. You know, if you've either leaked something you shouldn't or written something that could potentially hurt our country, and you don't need to get it pre-read by the Pentagon. You just need to know that you're going to suffer some consequences like treason, espionage, you know, all types of different things. So,
so if I may respond, there's no question the government infringed on our free speech rights during the COVID crisis. There's no question that they threatened the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and all those other platforms that if you allowed this speech, whether it be about the Biden laptop, about the COVID vaccine, about anything that was contrary to their narrative, they were going to shut you down. That is an infringement of free speech. I think holding the Pentagon reporters to a higher standard and telling them that if you do publish this, not that you're going to be arrested under the Espionage Act, but you're going to lose your press credentials, is a far cry from what happened to the people of America who were trying to voice their opinion in a national crisis. I think there's two completely different things. I don't think it's a repression of
I think today's current
speech.
Rule that they have is fine.
It's reasonable.
What they had was ridiculous.
It was paraphrased, and none of us got to see the original rule.
Well, I mean, they obviously rolled it back.
They rolled it back. But my problem is, Bubba, if this is what they're doing in the open, what they did with Jimmy Kimmel, what they're trying to do at the Pentagon, then who's to say they're not doing what the Biden administration did during COVID, where they're putting pressure behind the scenes on social media companies? And I just hope that this administration is not doing that. They are. Look, everyone thinks we all suck the MAGA D. I don't. I like a lot of what he does. There's certain things I just feel are so overreaching. And the way that they have, you know, and I want to say what they always say, they're hiding the weaponization of free speech in the same way the Biden administration, unless you're pro MAGA and you're pro everything. And so I just find that offensive. If Jimmy Kimmel dies because his ratings suck, and that's why he gets removed, not dies, well, his show dies because his ratings suck, which they're going back down. They went back up, and then they're going to go back down. And he's going to end up losing it because the marketplace of free ideas says, you suck.
I find Trump needs to be a lot more thick-skinned, and he's very petty about people's opinion of him, and he tries to control the narrative when people speak their opinion about him or make him the brunt of the joke. Listen, I mean, comedians have been making fun of presidents for all of time, and it's just, you know, to me, Trump is I agree with a lot of the things that he's done, but I also think that he gets very, very petty on criticism of him. And like, for instance, when he's doing something, and then he'll He'll be like, what we got done in Israel is just super good and everything like that. You didn't see Sleepy Joe doing any of that stuff. Now he was terrible. He's a terrible president. Yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to remind people how bad Joe was by how good you are.
It's funny you say that. He said that exact thing yesterday in the middle of this amazing thing. He said, we all know that Joe could have never done it. He's the worst president in history. And it was just like, you could have just let that slide.
Just rest on your accolades and what you've done. You've done something incredible. It's great. You don't have to go back and say, and he does it all the time. And to me, it just makes him look so non-presidential, where it's like almost like this. A rich person doesn't have to tell you they're rich. They don't have to say, hey, I'm rich. I mean, Dan doesn't have to tell me he's rich. I look at his $2,200 microphone and his $350,000 Ferrari he drives in here, but Dan will tell me he's rich. But maybe that's a bad example. But I'm just telling you, like, a rich person doesn't have to tell you they're rich. They just have that swagger, and Whereas if a person does tell you that they're rich, chances are they're insecure about what they really are, and they're not rich. President Trump doesn't have to completely continue to tell us how bad the previous administration was. Now he can it's fair game on Democrats that are currently still serving. Yeah, you can do that's politics. That's politics. But, I don't think he has to continue to remind the American public, Sleepy Joe would have never done that. He had a couple months, a couple years, I don't know, 3 or 4 years to get this done. He didn't do it. I'm incredible. I can't believe I didn't get the Peace Prize. Oh, my God.
The only one that's forgotten how bad Joe Biden was is Joe Biden himself.
Yeah, we have to have a border. Yes, it should have been secure. Yes, they should make sure you know who everybody is before they get in.
Yeah.
But when people been here for 20 years, like, come on, man. That's crazy. Like, let's find a way. If they've been productive members of society for 20 years, no criminal record, they worked the entire time, they paid taxes, find them a pathway to citizenship. Find a way where you can do this thing that you want to do, which is keep terrorists and cartel members from getting across the border with drugs that kill 100,000 people a year. Okay, but also have a fucking heart.
That's probably the most powerful form of the media in our country, maybe potentially worldwide. Joe Rogan. A guy that supports Trump, a guy that, is friends with Trump, a guy that has had Trump on his show. And even him, even he is like, come on, man. Stop being such a prick. Lighten up a little bit. We need to have some compromise here. We need to have some journalist. Did you see this? Where this journalist, I got to go into words. I have to walk Dan out. I got something to tell him. Journalist deported after arrest covering Atlanta ICE protest, and I guess he's been around for years. He's been a journalist for the Atlanta. Is he a journalist for the Atlanta Constitution?
Mario is his name, I think, right?
The journalist who was arrested while covering the Atlanta ICE protest in June was deported earlier this month. And he said he believed he's paid the price for his journalism. The 48-year-old husband and father of 3 spoke to 11 Alive's Chesley McNeil on The Take on Monday about his journey through the immigration enforcement system back to El Salvador after building a life and a family in the United States for more than 20 years.
Wouldn't he fall under DACA?
No.
I don't know. I know I got to go to words.
Unaccompanied children.
We'll get to this next. Stand by.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
He's not in El Salvador. He's in El Salvador?
Who is?
This guy, I guess.
No, they put him.
I guess he got deported on Friday.
What's up, Ziggy?
Morning, Bulldog Tommy. 27. Morning, Dirt Merchant.
Dirt Merchant, what up? Double XL.
Need 27 to get to that 1,000. Let's get it.
Nice.
Let's see when Bubba walks in. Let's get him at 1,000. Let's send him look down and he doesn't see not 1K. He just.
Right back at you, Jerseys. What's up, group of lips? How you doing, buddy? What's up, Nick? Steve? Oh, Army for Life, Sicilian Redneck. What up, Johnny Freely? Johnny Z. By the way, how's everybody doing? Back, y'all. Not y'all. White Iced Tea. What up? Chris Aralta. Arala. Let's see what's gonna be done. I don't really disagree, Green RW. I think it's a pretty hard thing to do. Rob Goldberg, what up? Well, that's interesting, Terry. I didn't know about that. If that's true, it makes a difference.
Yeah, that's retarded. Hot.
Doesn't get too cold in Costa, Steve. It's a little bit cooler, but nothing too bad. Really temperate, beautiful. Good morning, black guy in Cali.
I'm trying to figure it out, Mike. Did we get that 1,000? No.
Not quite.
Did it even nudge?
No. Didn't even nudge.
That
It was
nudged me too.
$7,979.
$2 Willer's doing his part. Telling everyone to hit that thumbs up.
Been up 5.
Woo! I'm happy. Oh shit, is Bubba taking a shit?
No, I don't think so. He was walking down out, but it doesn't look like he's about ready to get up there, baby. Here he comes.
Oh shit, I got down to 27, Jay.
I know, he was getting ready to jump up on you.
I
was nervous. You meant that, right? I was perfect.
I gotta have the same talk with you that I had with Dan, but I had to get his answer before I could get.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Man, I don't know what has happened, but let me did the PayPal machine break? Did the Venmo and Cash App machine break?
Yes, I think it did.
My Lord Almighty! I make a special announcement where 2,000 will get you in for next year, and you can include your merchandising amount My Lord.
By the way, $10.
By the way, $10. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Don't forget, man, and this really, because I work closely with the Woltz Film people, Ian, and just the whole people, and they're constantly marketing Video Killed the Radio Star. There's a major podcast that I'm scheduled for. It's you know, and let me. You don't know it, do you?
No, I do not.
You don't know it.
No.
I'm going to text you, Seth. Do you know it, bud?
Yep.
You do know it, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have to text you. But
wait. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. Okay, sorry.
All right, so you do know.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to text Jay. Jay and Dan, because I know Dr. Dan's listening right now. I'm scheduled to be on this podcast early November.
Huge.
And let me see here. And I just hope, and I'm so worried about it. Okay, Jay, I sent it to you and Dan. And no tripping up and saying, oh my, like mentioning it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Mushroom Mitch Lummy,
That's amazing.
He proved that the PayPal machine's not broken. He said, let's get ready for Clem Kush. $20. Thank you so very much, Mushroom Mitch. So I got that podcast, and that podcast franchise has asked me to not do any until then. So then after that, I'm going to try to get on, Patrick Bet David through Rob Gargiulo,
yes.
And a couple others because realistically, I haven't really promoted Video Killed the Radio Star like outside of my Bubba world. I haven't really, I haven't really promoted it the way that I'd like to. I think we're like 23 on Apple TV and documentaries. If you got an opportunity, three different places for you to get it: Google Play, Amazon, and Apple TV. Just type in "Video Killed the Radio Star." I think that if you're even a casual listener of the show, you'll be really surprised of the effery and just how shady this particular town and this particular whole situation has gone down. And there really is, and Jay has had to defend it. And he's also been the victim of it. But there is, and everybody for years, but now like Stephen Diaco, Dan Diaco, Jay Diaco, Regina Hunter, Brian Matroni, Kevin Hazlett, Tom Bean, any Jimmy Clevis, any Todd Foster, anybody that I would mention these words I'm going to mention to, they would say, yep, that's true. And it's called the Bubba effect. And Jay, when I used to first spew it, and I'd be like, this is how it's all going down. This way, boom, 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 boom. And people would be like, Bubba, stop feeling sorry for yourself because these people are good people. They prosecute. They make the right decisions. This, and this. I'm like, I'm telling you, Judge Arnold's going to not... He's going to say Phil Campbell's okay to represent MJ because Doug Arnold has been told to... or Judge Arnold has been told to hate me. I'm the bad guy. I never get a break. It's the Bubba effect. And finally, after 25, 26 years of Jay and all the people, Tom and Gina and Mark Tate and all these people being in the trenches with me, this Video Killed the Radio Star documentary just scratches the surface, but it shows you a little bit of the Bubba effect. And that I am treated differently in Tampa, Florida, than the average radio personality or person at all. And Jay's seen it firsthand.
I have, and
we've gone to rulings before where Jay's like, "There's no way in the world we can lose this. We're on 105% on the right side of the law." Denied.
One word. Unappealable. One word denial.
Denied. So anyways,
I used to say, Bubba, you remember what seemed like paranoid turned out to be perception.
Oh, I know.
You were never, everything that you suspected, and in that depot, when you called Tom Bean, it was because you put it together in real time when they started asking the questions about Tony Burton and about Calta and about Matt Spice Boy Lloyd. And you literally said, I'm going to put the pieces right. You said, I'm going to put the dots together right now.
And here, so Jay and I, let me just give you a little insider. So I'm at the end of the table. They're videotaping this. Jay's my guy, but they got 3 or 4 Philadelphia, New York attorneys. 6. They got 6. Gawker's got 6. Hogan's got
3
or 4.
Yeah.
I got 1, and we got a magistrate in there. And they keep asking me the same question. Mm-hmm. And I go, and the question is, do you know Tony Burton? I'm like, yeah. You know Mike Calta? Yeah. Is there any way they would have access to this video, to this tape, to this sex tape? No. No. So is it your testimony that you know these two, but they don't have access to it according to your, you never gave it to them? No. Then we went for a break, and I had to go outside because I was just so beside myself. And I go, Jay, I just put it together. This is what happened. This is how it went down. Spice Boy leaked it to Calta. Calta leaked it to Burton. Burton leaked it to Gawker. Gawker published it. I got fired. Cox promotes Calta. The rest is history.
You can skip the whole documentary now.
Yeah. No, but here's the thing, Seth. The fact that and the Woltz film producers have now cut a couple different trailers that they're running on various platforms to promote Video Killed the Radio Star. But that is, the political aspect of this. I mean, there's a chance that Trump might not have been facing 34 felony indictment. 34 felonies right now in the city of New York had the FBI under James Comey done their job, and that was to arrest Keith Davidson, the guy who brokered the entire sex tape to everybody. Had they arrested him and he'd be in federal prison like he should be, much like, let's not forget, Jay, they put Stormy Daniels, remember, what was it? Michael Avenatti.
Oh, Michael Avenatti, for sure.
So Michael Avenatti after Keith Davidson represented Stormy, she felt she wasn't getting any good rep. So she went to Michael Avenatti. You know where he is right now? He's in federal prison.
Lost his license.
So he's in federal. So had the FBI under James Comey arrested Keith Davidson, I don't know that they would have never gotten to Michael Cohen. Right?
No doubt. And the person who you just texted me?
Michael Cohen is the one that flipped on Trump that started this whole big Trump witch hunt. And the person that I just texted you is going to love that.
She's going to
easy.
Yeah, that is one of the most incredible, I think, people to think about how to break down something that is difficult to understand. And if at a minimum, I think that your story is difficult to understand.
It is,
and
very.
It's
easy to understand me and the radio wars and me, me working for Howard. But in the last third of Video Killed the Radio Star, it's tough unless you kind of know current politics and how the FBI went after Trump through Michael Cohen. It's tough for you to put it together.
No doubt. I think about if you'd listened to Gina and done what she'd said and just destroyed it. And none of this would ever happen.
No.
None of this would ever happen.
And don't think I don't absolutely kick myself in the ass every day saying how much different my life would be I wouldn't have lost it all. I'd still probably have my own radio station, Bubba 98.7.
She's been with you through this whole thing. She's been incredible ally, asset, supporter, very smart. She's one of your team.
Oh, Gina?
For sure.
Oh, man. Not only that, but absolutely covered my ass with regards to my ex-wife, Heather, with having the most ironclad, best prenup ever.
Mm-hmm.
She's the best. But anyway, if you got an opportunity to go out and rent, you can rent Video Killed the Radio Star now on those 3 platforms, Apple TV, Google Play, and Amazon. And I would really... Oh, this is what they've asked me to do. They've asked me for people that have watched it or do watch it to leave a review.
There you go.
They've asked. Oh. I've completely. It's completely spaced my mind because I've just been so busy. And today is my Friday, so my God, I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball. But like if you've watched it on, I think you can leave a review on maybe Google Play and. Seth, can you read
Google?
Does that help the algorithm?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's
very
easy.
much so. If you give it 5 stars or maybe you think it sucks, give it 1 star. Maybe you think it's the best thing you've ever watched, give it 5. But to rate it, yes. And I think they just signed up for Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
People to be able to rate it on that, and I think that they are already on IMDb, and I think it's got like a 7.4 or a 7.5. share on IMDb, which is pretty strong. So, Video Killed the Radio Star. I'm excited to do this podcast. I think that's going to put an unbelievable whole. I got just a certain sliver of this Bubba Army pie, and that's pretty significant. We got some good. We got 500,000 or 600,000 total views, and
really,
each one of our YouTube live shows does over 10 to 12,000 in one day. Add another. Well, Rumble is a little volatile as to where it is, but
Do you know the total views and purchases on the other thing? Does somebody I guess at Waltz?
They do. I'm not familiar with it. I don't think I'm privy to that. I haven't really asked. I know they're happy with it.
I wonder if the initial time when it was top 10 for weeks, I wonder, I'd just be curious what the numbers were.
Yeah. I don't ask. They just tell me what to say. And that is, man, leave a review if you can. I think that helps the algorithm.
PBD will be awesome too. He's
有一件非常
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't, these people, a lot of them, it's tough to get on their show. And they're, some of them are saying no. Because it's the Bubba. Well, listen, I talked to a major podcaster, and here's what they told me. No. And I said, well, why not? And they were like, well, because it's currently tied up in litigation, and we don't ever interview anybody that's currently. I'm like, so the opposition, the Hogan estate, as you know, Jay, tied us up in federal court, and all of the news media covered that. They covered us when there was a temporary restraining order, and when it was not looking so good for the video, and it was going to potentially be under a TRO, and it couldn't be released. Man, everybody covered that, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody covered the fact that when it went back to the federal judge and the Waltz Films lawyers were able to present the case, show the copyright clearings, show the fair usage deal, that the federal judge ruled in favor of Waltz Films and denied their claim, denied Hogan Estate claims. Nobody covered that. Nobody covered that. And so the two things that I'm getting is, one, they didn't know that it had been cleared federally, because, Jay, the first way to scare a person is to think that they're in federal court and you could get looped into promoting something that's, in federal court. You don't want any of that. As these major, well-funded, multi-million-dollar podcasting platforms, they don't want to get involved in federal court. And then 2, some of them, and this really pisses me off, some of them think that when I don't have anything to do with it, that the film company, Waltz Films, strategically released it after Hogan died.
Oh.
And what these podcasters and these people, and that makes them mad, like they're being an opportunist and trying to cash in on his death. What they don't realize is that Video Killed the Radio Star was sent to what you call the aggregator. That's the company that you send it to that sends it out to the 3 companies and does closed captioning and does all that. It was sent March 29th. That's when it was sent. It was sent March 29th. And because of the streaming world taking as long as it takes, they were given a September 12th. When the aggregator got it the first week of April, they're like 8 to 12 weeks. That put us at September 12th, which is when it was released. So nobody strategically tried to release this after Hogan died. In fact, Waltz Films was trying to get it done before the election for the Donald Trump tie-in. Weren't able to get it done. Couldn't get the copyright clearances done in time and what have you. So I think being on the podcast, Jay, that I'm going to be on will open up the floodgates to other people saying, and I got to do good on that podcast, which I will. And I think a lot of people will refer to that podcast and say, oh, such and such had him on. And I didn't know it was about such and such. I didn't know that it had ties to the president. I just thought it was, a Bubba propaganda piece.
It seems like there's a good old boy network already in the podcast arena. That you've got to get. I mean, it's so bizarro because we used to think, oh, the mainstream media is the real problem. And what we're experiencing is you're having a very similar roadblock with the new media.
Yep. Even people that are even people that are my friends. Even people that are my friends.
The Tuckers and the Joe Rogans.
Yes. Tucker said no. Tucker flat out said, no, I'm not doing stuff like that right now. I'm doing my own original stuff. But I'm like, Tuck, I was with you for 6 years, buddy, when you weren't even on Fox.
Well, you would think this goes right along with what is his new kind of like shtick, which is what the government does behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like right up his alley.
He flat out said no. And Rogan is waiting.
By text?
I think Rogan, no, phone call.
What?
And Rogan is waiting for how the one that I do on next month goes.
Hello and welcome. I'm Chesley McNeil, and this is The Take, where we go above and beyond the headlines, and we look at the why and how stories are impacting you and your community. We invite the experts in to share what they know about today's top stories, and we try to have just a little bit of fun as well.
Yeah, I'm Johnny Cool Guy.
We'll start you off with this morning. He's a journalist.
Here we go. This is interesting.
Who gave a voice to those often...
Anyway, Video Killed the Radio Star. Go get it where you can. Apple TV,
5
Google
stars.
Play. Put 5 stars on there and Amazon as well.
Silence, covering immigration stories, family separations, and deportations in Georgia for more than 2 decades. Well, this summer, his own story became the headline. Mario Guevara, detained, held for months, and ultimately deported, despite the calls from human rights groups and also press freedom advocates nationwide. Today, he's sitting down with us on The Take for the first time since his return to El Salvador. Mario Guevara, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you take my story seriously. My community in Georgia, I really miss them.
Absolutely, and they miss you. How are you holding up since you've been taken from the United States?
It's difficult time, especially because my heart is divided. I really miss my family. My family's.
So they yoked him from his family.
He got arrested at the No Kings protest. And then he served in detention while they were trying to figure out for 100 days, and then deported him.
And he's been there for 20 years, working as a journalist for 20 years.
Well, he was in 2012. He was denied residency or citizenship
based on what?
2000, the appeal or whatever was going on in 2012. They didn't want him to stay.
Right now, separately. Just yesterday, I went to the airport, El Salvador airport, to say goodbye to my 2 kids. They returned to my second country. I believe my United States, my second country. Even right now, they don't love me anymore. But I really miss my family. I miss my community. I miss everything there. Almost 22 years living there.
See, I don't know how I feel about this, because he knew since 12 that they said no for whatever reason, and he continued to stay here. I have mixed feelings, and there's another part of me that says, well, hell, he's been here since. I mean, he's led a productive, not in trouble, journalistic, great. He's led a very, very good life in America. He's a good dad. He seems like to be a good person, got a good family, not in trouble, not a criminal, hasn't done anything wrong other than overstay. I guess other than not supposed to be here. I mean, I think this might be the person that Joe Rogan was kind of talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might be the guy that Joe Rogan's talking about.
And this is where a little bit of nuance is difficult, because, if he did have a chance in 2012 and he was denied for a valid reason and he stayed, where does that put you human-wise? You know what I mean? It's tough.
Half of my life.
Wow. Describe to us what this journey was like for you.
Well, it's a new story, new part of my life. Literally, you will start to work today as a journalist too, because I have some invites for local channel to work, but now I have my channel in Atlanta. I have some client there. I have to continue working. I have 4 people working for me in Atlanta. I have to continue. I prefer to stay as a freelance right now, but it's hard. But the good thing is, I really see a lot of good people here, people who meet in the past. They are.
Would your advice be to him, bring your family back to El Salvador, because that's probably all you're going to get? I mean, I don't know that they're going to allow him back here. And this is, this indeed is like what Joe Rogan was talking about. This is right.
This is tough.
Down Joe Rogan. And there's a part of me that wants to say, man, the guy was here for 20 years, never caused no problems, had a productive job, was paying into the tax code, had a family. Like, this is a prime example of an immigrant that we would want to be here.
Wonderful with me. They receive me literally like a hero. I receive a lot of support for the local media and the media in United States too, and the Europe. That is wonderful. I can see even the justice commit a mistake with me. I can see a lot of people support me, and this is wonderful.
Yeah. Take us back to the arrest. Like, you were reporting on detention centers, and then you were living in one. What was that like?
Yeah, that's something horrible. I never imagined something like that. I was covering a protest. It's not my first protest I was covering. I have 25 years experience in as a journalism. I covered 100 protests, maybe more. And this is the first time something like that happened to me. I am 40 years old. I say, wow, my 50 years old, half century is my first time in jail. I was in 5 jail. It was something horrible, especially because I
fish on the jail on me, $50. Everybody enjoy your time off.
Feel like a criminal. Even I never.
Man, how bad would that be? You're there as a photojournalist covering an ice gathering, and then they say they come to you and go, hey, where's your paperwork at, buddy? Well, I don't know.
Commit a crime, I feel like a criminal. Was horrible, but I'm a man of faith. I believe God is under control. I think that everything is happened for something, and probably in the next 1, 2, 3 years, I will return to United States with a different vision.
Yeah. Describe to us what the conditions were like at that center that you were held in.
The last was Folston Detention Center was good because I was in 4 before. Even in the Atlanta Federal Prison, I was victim of extortion there. Some people treat me to kill me and hurt me. It's really hard because the immigrants are involved with the convicted felony people. You know, I don't know why ICE put the people like me in the middle of criminal. But
this is
I
a
think
tough one, Bubba.
something-
It took me this long to find an article about what happened. An immigration judge in 2012 denied Guevara's bid to remain in the United States. He appealed that ruling to the Board of Immigrations, which hears appeals of immigration court rulings, but that appeal had not been decided when prosecutors agreed to administratively close the case. That was not during the Trump administration. That was during the Obama administration. And so they always talk about, everyone deserves due process. It appears this guy got due process in 2012, and then he flagrantly violated the order that says get out. So, I mean, I really don't know how I feel about this. This is someone who went through the process. I mean,
in the process was while, not that we're keeping score,
No,
but
it's 2012.
everybody is going to say this is a Trump situation, the deportation, but he was found not to be able to live here during the Obama administration, during that, whatever federal judge made that ruling. So, he
and they used to call him the deporter in chief. Remember?
He continued to live here, probably knowing that he was not legal, and continued to live here. So, I mean, I think at this point you at least maybe pay for his family to get back to with him.
It's tough,
and that's just the way it's got to be. That, or do you give him a second trial under different circumstances?
I'd like to know why he was rejected.
Yeah, why did the initial judge in 2012 say no? What was that all
about? Find anything on it.
I got to go to Word, so I'm not late. Back in just a few minutes.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Asylum.
Oh, is that why he initially came? That's
what he says.
It's so frustrating how hard it is to find the story that is the basis of the story. You know what I mean? The first 10 articles I read didn't even mention anything about 2012.
There's this one from 2012.
You found
American Voice, yeah. Says he was undocumented, came on a terrorist visa, served the country, filed for political asylum, was in limbo for 7 years, now has been denied asylum.
I don't know, man. That sounds like due process.
In 2012, it looks like he was supposed to be deported. Then Jose Antonio Guevara said Guerrero publicized his story to hope deportation, which it worked.
Got 1,000 early on.
Exposed country. Looks like they were given 60 days to pack up and leave.
Back then in 2012.
Yeah.
That changes something. I mean, what up, country Sudan 400?
He said he was denied because, according to the judge, he was seeing that there was no reports of attacks on journalists, there was no war, and because it was now a democratic country.
Oh, that's what his claim was. There was a war in El Salvador, and there was an attack on journalists. And I gotcha.
So the judge says, well, it's not happening anymore. You can go back.
That's due process. I definitely like, who is it that's saying that? Sagittarius, definitely like JRE. PVD's pretty good too, but some of his
co-mate's a little annoying. Timcast is pretty good. Tucker goes deep. What else happened, Mike?
His wife tried to get a work permit. It was denied.
I mean, that
Lost her driver's license. She got arrested for driving without a license.
Oh, they just said never been arrested. He just said I was never arrested before. That's what he just said.
Yeah.
He was driving without a license.
Yeah, his wife too.
Does that change anything for you, Bubba?
What?
In 2012, we had a full hearing. The court determined there was no war in El Salvador. There was no threat to journalists, and it was safe for him to go back to his country, and he didn't go back. They gave him 60 days, and then in the time he was here, he was arrested for driving without a license. And I mean,
I think that he needs to go back.
it's just they don't. The news doesn't report that. It's unreal.
Actually, if you read this 2012, everything that I read from now
Yeah.
sounds exactly like they're talking about. Because they're like, he was reporting on how ICE facilities were bad in 2012. He was on the border. He's being triggered out. Blah blah blah. If you literally read it, it literally sounds like it's 2025 now. Yeah. And they're trying
Excellent
to
job, Lummy. I couldn't find that, man. Did you just go down normal? Like, did you Google, or do you go to a different kind of like? Where are you looking that up?
I just the way I think it. Why would
Bing, whatever. You get a lot of stuff I have trouble finding.
I was on the second page.
I don't like Google.
I was on the second page looking for 2012. Looking at my dates.
Added 2012 to his name.
Yeah. It still was on the second page. It was a page 18. Or I'm sorry, 2 but 18 link.
Pulling into the track, climbing over it, cruising it, or along for the ride. You're always in it to win it, and you want to stay cool. Super cool performance, superior protection against cavitation, corrosion, and erosion. Super cool boil guard, reducing operating temperatures by up to 20 degrees. Don't get beat by the heat. Visit redlineoil.com for products designed and engineered to keep you cool.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Throw a little something. It's our Friday. Me and Kush will be back as close to 10:15 as we can be. It'll probably be like a 30-35 minute show. And then I got to hustle over to Jay's place for a little something. Got some stuff cooking. Lummy, you going to be sticking around for a little bit?
Yeah, then I'll be back at 1 for the little sports thing.
For the gimmick.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Jay, I appreciate you. I'll walk you out. Kush, I'll see you in about 16, 17 minutes, bud.
I'll be here.
All right.
Thanks for letting me finish. You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor. Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.